What's good, my peopleizations? What's good, my peopleizations? We're going to get into this today. We see what's going on here. Once again, ESPN is reporting that Deontay Wilder has taken $5 to $10 million step-aside money to allow Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua to face off against one another. Right? And that he's working out some sort of deal so that he could either face the winner immediately or you have to wait to the rematch. Max Kellerman, he can't help himself. He let it fly out. He let it slip out. Right? So we understand what's taking place here. Also, we have on deck reports that Terence Crawford is negotiating a possible fight with Joseto Lopez. That's who he has two-time welterweight world champion superstar boxer Showtime Sean Porter on deck for, according to the reports and the sources that told me. So with that said, we understand where they're going with this, right? Okay. Also, you have the reports that are coming out that Tyson Fury just feels like he and his team should just go ahead and fight Deontay Wilder in a trilogy match rather than run the risk of losing his belt. Try to get the WBC to franchise tag him. Now, keep in mind, the WBC sanctioned body president, Mauricio Suleiman, he stated that this is not for the heavyweight division. Remember that. When asked how come Deontay Wilder was never franchised after he held your belt for 5 years straight, he successfully defended it 10 times. Why wasn't he never considered for a franchise? And remember, Mauricio Suleiman, he stated, well, that's because it's for lower weight classes, guys that's going to move up and down throughout the weight divisions in the sport of boxing. So it's not for Deontay Wilder. So let's see if the WBC tries to incorporate this to allow Tyson Fury, that is, to be franchised, relinquish the belts, right? $5 to $10 million, Max Kellerman said. This is what Deontay Wilder is going to be happy with. Why would he be upset? He's going to get $5 to $10 million. Don't worry about contracts. And then he'll eventually get his opportunity because, see, here's the contradictions that lie within all of these conversations that people just don't look deep enough into. Let's just look at this. Let's just be realistic, people. And I know, once again, I didn't salute and greet all my peopleizations, but I will get to everybody. But let's just look at this. Okay, let's just look at this. Max Kellerman, he says that Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder will be a super fight. Bigger than Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. It's just that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua hold the rights to the sanction bodies, the belts. And so that's what's making this so huge. But if Deontay Wilder was to fight Anthony Joshua, that would be a super fight. And all parties involved favored Deontay Wilder to beat Anthony Joshua, including Max Kellerman. Because Anthony Joshua just doesn't move his head. Deontay Wilder has one-punch knockout power. And Max Kellerman said he's a bad boy. Well, this is what I have to say, Max Kellerman. Okay? Why would Deontay Wilder accept $5 million or $10 million, whichever number Max Kellerman so choose to place on him, franchise tag him, Deontay Wilder with $5-10 million, whichever number so choose. There's no way we have 326 people here and we have 9 likes. I don't know where they do that at. They don't do that here on Blue Buzz Sports TV. Y'all already know. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Please, my peopleizations, smash the like button. Smash the like button. Okay? Smash the like button. Now we have 356 people. Smash the like button. Let's work. Okay? Let's not sit here idle on our hands. Let's work. Because we're going to work today. Smash the like button. Get the likes all the way up. And let's work. Okay? Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. So, now let's just look at this. Max Kellerman says, CTJ893 said I'm boring. But yet, he would have to be here multiple times to know that I'm boring. So therefore, CJ, hold up a mirror and repeat after me. So anyway, now let's just look at this. Deontay Wilder took step aside money, $5 to $10 million. It's what he's saying. Max Kellerman, ESPN, this is what they're reporting. So now let's just ask this question. Why would he take $5 to $10 million? Why would he even take step aside money and then go to mediation and arbitration? Somebody please help me understand that, because that don't add up. Why would he go to mediation? Why would he go to arbitration? Why would he push for a trilogy match if simply he's saying, just give me $5 to $10 million and I'll let you guys go ahead and get it on? Huh? But if you don't know any better, right, you would say to yourself, like you get a lot of people, well, ESPN is reporting it, so it must be true. Okay. Also, there's another source telling me, like I told you guys, that Tyson Fury and his team are actually contemplating, like, maybe we should just stop all of this mediation, arbitration, all this back and forth. Go ahead, make this fight happen with Deontay Wilder. And by the time this fight comes to fruition, by the time we finish with this fight, maybe we have, because, see, like I told you guys, it's not done. But you had people come here, oh, it's done. They signed. It's done. It's done. They signed the contract. It's done. They signed the contracts. I told you guys it was far from done. I told you guys it was far from done. But, oh, it's done. It's done. You guys were just happy to see that contracts were signed. Now, I'm going to get deep into this. So I hope y'all put your seatbelts on. Strap up, because we're going for a ride. And I need y'all to follow me. As we do so, I need y'all to support the channel, support the grind, smash that like button. Smash the like button. Now we got 450 people here. We should have at least that many likes. Smash the like button. Asante Sneed, my brother in the super chat, said, if beating Wilder was so easy, then why not make the easy money in the trilogy? I don't know of anybody that would pass on a quick and easy payday. This is my point exactly. My point exactly. So let's look at this, right? Now, you have Frank Warren and Bob Arum, who are completely unhappy with the fact that Eddie Hearn has announced this. Completely. And so now we have Eddie Hearn backtracking. Did anybody see the interview? I did. Eddie Hearn is now trying to backtrack, my people. He's trying to backtrack, and now he's saying, I never announced anything. Wait a minute, Eddie. What do you mean? Sky Sports said you called them. ESPN, Mark Kriegel, said you called him. Now Eddie Hearn is saying, I never announced anything. I was simply doing an interview. It was not an announcement. I did an interview in which I was asked a question and I answered the question. I was asked, did everybody sign? And I said, yeah. Now he's backtracking. I never said that. Let me tell you why he's backtracking. Let me tell you why Frank Warren and Bob Arum. Why are they completely upset with the fact that Eddie Hearn did this? Not because, see, Frank Warren said we all had an agreement that nobody would announce this fight unless it was all together and we all agreed that we announce it at the same time. Right? Let me tell you why. See, here's what you missed in that entire equation. And salute to my brother Fred Robbins in the super chat. I think Wilder would have kept it real and said that, and Fury and Joshua would be all over the place promoting. This is a fact. And now, check this out. I need y'all to follow me now. I need you to follow me. Why did they want this on the hush-hush? Why did they not want this announced? Why did they not want the public to know this? I'm going to tell you why. Because Deontay Wilder's in arbitration. See, they told you, Frank Warren, Bob Arum is saying they didn't want this announced because they're so far apart. They don't have a venue, they don't have a date, they don't have a location, they don't have anything. This was simply another form, another step in agreement. You understand? Another form, another step that they just agreed. So now, let me tell you why. Because by Eddie Hearn doing that, he just gave Deontay Wilder even more leverage. Oh, so you're going to continue to negotiate. You're going to continue to press forward as if you don't have this situation right here in front of you that you have to deal with before you even move to that place, that chapter. And so now Eddie Hearn has just gave them even more leverage for him to say, see, they had no intentions to give me the trilogy match. No, regardless of what was going on globally, regardless of sports being suspended, regardless of, being social distancing, regardless of all things included. That's why Bob Arum did not want to talk about it. That's why Frank Warren didn't want this out there. But that doesn't matter to Eddie Hearn. You know why? Because Eddie Hearn does not promote Tyson Fury. He promotes Anthony Joshua. That's not his problem. Guess what he said? Did you listen to the details? Did you listen to the details? I'm sure you didn't. Listen to the details. What did Eddie Hearn say? Eddie Hearn was trying to save face, people. He announced it to save face. He said that the fans and the people were getting restless, right? They were getting frustrated. He said, and I wanted to let the people know that we have made some sort of progress. If nothing else, listen to this now. These are key words. If nothing else, I let the people know we tried to make this happen. Bingo. Bingo. There you have it. Bing. If nothing else, essentially, if all else fails, I let the people know that we did our part. They didn't uphold their part. So we tried to make it happen. We couldn't do it. You follow me? If nothing else, we tried to make it happen. It just couldn't happen because of X, Y, and Z, but don't blame me. Are you following me? We tried to make it happen. Blame X, Y, and Z. Don't blame me. You follow me? So that's the reason why Eddie Hearn announced this on purpose to put this out there. Because see, the people are going to. That's why Eddie Hearn said, I continued to tell the people. What else was I going to tell the people? I told the people, like I told y'all. Like I told y'all. 3 months ago, Eddie Hearn was saying, oh, in 2 weeks we'll have an announcement. Listen to what he said in the interview. I kept telling the people, and listen to, and salute to Coogan Cassius. Right? Because Coogan was pressing him. Coogan was like, so what about this though, Eddie? So there's no chance about this? Listen to how Coogan was pressing him. Coogan is like, so what about this? Oh, Eddie. But what about this though? So there's no chance of this. I love what Coogan did. Shout out to Coogan. Coogan said, Eddie, I got to ask you, I got to say this to you. And shout out to Coogan for doing this because, see, not many people will do this. But Coogan said to Eddie, Eddie, wasn't it you? This was out your own mouth, right, Eddie? He said, I want to clarify this. This was from your mouth. You said this, Eddie. Wasn't it you that said, if you don't have a date, if you don't have a venue, and you don't have a purse, then you don't have a fight? Coogan pressed him and said, Eddie, didn't you say if you don't have a date, you don't have a venue, and you don't have a purse, you don't have a fight? Didn't you say that? And Eddie responded by, he said, "Oh yeah, I did, but and this fight is so big." No, Eddie. No. Like the Dikembe Mutombo commercial. No. Not in my house. No, Eddie. Eddie said, "Well, no, Coogie, because this fight is so big. This fight is so big. The people need to know the process that's taking place." What you mean the process that's taking place? Coogan asked you a straight question. Wasn't it you that said if you don't have a date, you don't have a venue, and you don't have a location, you don't have a fight? And purse, you don't have a fight. And Eddie said, No. You miss it. This fight is so big. This fight is so big. No. I told you guys yesterday, this was a case for them to place this out there so that way they can say, we tried. You follow me? So they could tell y'all, the fans, well, we tried. They trying to shift the blame to Deontay Wilder. And they want the fans to dismiss the fact that Tyson Fury is contractually obligated to fight Deontay Wilder in a trilogy match. So they're trying to place all these different jackets on Deontay Wilder, so when Fury and Joshua fight don't come to fruition, they can say, well, you see, Deontay Wilder did this, or you see, because another thing Eddie Hearn said was, oh, when you look at anything is subject to change. Coogan said, so is it safe to say Saudi Arabia is leading? Is in the lead? He said, oh, well, no, I'm not going to get into that. Who's in the lead? But it's going to go to the highest bidder. You're not going to get into where it's going to be, but it's going to go to the highest bidder. I recall Eddie Hearn not minding letting the public know when Andy Ruiz was dragging his feet and saying he didn't want to go to Dubai to fight Anthony Joshua in the rematch. When he didn't want to go to Dubai, Eddie Hearn told the entire world, anybody that would listen, he told anybody that would listen, this fight is going to Dubai because look how much money they got on the table. So now we have to ask ourselves, if Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz rematch was so massive, they built an arena quickly just for that fight. And Eddie Hearn told everybody how much money that was being offered for that fight. Well, isn't Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua a bigger fight? Ain't that what they tell you? That's not a bigger fight than Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua? Huh? So why are you having... Now, Bob Arum said that they are far from done. Frank Warren said they are far from done. It's not even close. Frank Warren said they are miles apart. Skills from New Orleans, my brother in Super Chat. A lot is happening. False announcements and Fury's narrative of a long way layoff because he knows if he fights Wilder fair, what his faith would be. Yeah, exactly. So now you have ESPN. Now you have ESPN reporting that Deontay Wilder is taking $5 to $10 million step aside money. Ask yourself this question: where did Max Kellerman get that information from? And why would he rebuttal it? And then he go to try to cover his tracks. Let me help you guys out. To try and cover his tracks, he says the same thing will be now he's speaking hypothetically. Because he's saying, overall, this is what happens when you're dealing with step-aside money. Well, let me ask y'all a question. Here goes another question. I already gave y'all, right? Why would Deontay Wilder take $5 to $10 million step-aside money and still take it to arbitration or mediation? and push for the trilogy fight. If he had plans to take step aside money, then why would he go to arbitration and mediation? If he lost in mediation, why would he push it for arbitration? If he gonna take step aside money, that don't add up. Now let's look at this. Let's go to the videotape. Right? If he had no leg to stand on, Deontay Wilder, that is, he didn't have a case. Because you see, you know who takes step aside money? Mandatory challengers. You know why? Because they are well in their right to stand on their square and say, I'm not going anywhere. I want to make this fight happen. So they offer them step aside money. Why? Because they have a case to stand on, right? So Max Kellerman and ESPN indirectly admitted that Deontay Wilder has a case to stand on with this trilogy match. And they're just asking him to please just go to the side, to go away. And we'll compensate you for going away for a little while. Because you understand, this is for mandatories. If you're Alexander Usyk, you take step aside money for the WBO title because you are well in your rights to say, no, I'm not allowing this fight to take place because I'm well in my right and I want what I want. I want what I'm owed. And they can't do anything about it. So they say, listen, we'll compensate you hefty for it. We'll pay you big. And on top of it, you'll get your opportunity next go round. So this is admitting that Deontay, because why would you pay him step aside money if he let the time expire, he missed the deadline, and you're well in your rights to move on? Uh-oh. How my brother Keon, everything Boxing Sports said? There you go talking boxing again. There you go talking that truth again. Somebody tell me, how would he have to take step aside money if they don't have to honor the trilogy match because he missed the deadline? I ain't gonna pay you nothing if you ain't follow the rules. Huh? Javier Carrillo, my brother in Super Chat. Expose them lies, Blue. Smash the like button. Yes, sir. Smash that like button. Get the likes all the way up. Dahlia Antoinette, peace and blessings to you, Queen. How you doing today? In that Super Chat. Appreciate you, Queen. So now, help me understand. Why would he take step aside money, or why would Fury and everybody involved, Bob Arum, Tyson Fury, Frank Warren, Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, why would they want to pay him step aside money if he didn't have a case? I ain't paying you nothing. I'm going to pay you $10 million for no reason? Somebody help me understand that. Somebody stop me. JB, a.k.a. Sweezy, my brother in the Super Chat, Wilder going to wash him and all that he's sniffing. Yeah. A lot going on there, bro. A lot going on there, great brother. So, smash that like button. We got 800 people here. We should have 800 likes. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. My brother, Lou Hinton, a pillar of this here, Blue Blood Sports TV, in the building, in the Super Chat. Salute to you, King. Appreciate you 1,000%. So now, let's look at it from this standpoint, right? Smash that like button. We got 812 people. We should have 812 likes. So now, why would they say, let me dig in my pockets and give Deontay Wilder $10 million? That's $10 million they could split amongst each other. Hey, man, if I'm Tyson Fury, I'm going to say, listen, I ain't paying them $10 million for nothing. That's $10 million I could split. I could pay off Frank Warren. I could pay off Bob Arum. And Anthony Joshua could pay off Eddie Hearn and his team with that $5 million and don't even have to touch their purse. Why would they just volunteer to give him $10 million? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Why would they volunteer to give this man $10 million for no reason? Somebody help me out. For no reason, we just going to dig in our pockets and give this man $5 to $10 million. Huh? Somebody help me understand this, people. Something is not adding up. Is it not? And then you get Frank Warren. They saying that they had essentially a gag order, right? They couldn't talk about this. They wasn't going to talk about it. Didn't Bob Arum say, we ain't talking about this? Nobody's talking about it. So why, oh why, oh why, Eddie Hearn couldn't help himself? Eddie Hearn couldn't help himself. He put the carriage before the horse once again, and he got everybody in a tizzy. Marty Marr, my brother in the super chat, dropping that $500 on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said if he takes step aside money, he will never get a chance at the belts again. For the fact that if they can get away with that not upholding a rematch, then that means he have close to no chance at the belts any other way. Hence, that was a contract that had. Exactly. So now miraculously, he gonna take Marty Marr. He gonna take step aside money. But Marty Marr, ask this question though, Marty Marr. Why would he even take step aside money and take it to arbitration and mediation? He did all that to get the step aside money? Believe me. But Marty Marr, let me ask you this question. He did all that to get step aside money, right? Right? He did all that to get step aside money. But he didn't have a case. So why would you pay him? For what? What are you paying him to do? Step aside from what? You don't have a case. What are we stepping aside from? I am ill will, my brother in the super chat. Go subscribe to my brother, I am ill will. Fury Shell acting cracks. Eddie still telling lies and goofies on channels still believing them. LDBC strong. That's a fact. They're going to believe what they want to believe, ill will. You know why? Because they don't like Deontay Wilder. It has nothing to do with anything else but that. You understand? David Scott III, my brother in the super chat. Tyson Fury, Eddie, and these trolls are straight out of a comic book. Salute, Blue. Salute to you, King. Suddenly, I like to leave your island. Suddenly, I like to leave your island. Emmanuel H., my brother, in the super chat, dropping that dub on your boy Blue. He says, salute Blue Kings and Queens in the chat. They think we dumb or something, disrespected us first by announcing a contract sign, then ESPN follows behind it with this a segment that didn't mention any sort of details at all. Facts. But we understand why. Jameson Childress, salute my brother in the super chat. Everyone wants to write off Wilder, but AJ wanted no parts, and Fury is going to great lengths to avoid a rematch. Salute. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, great brother. But where was this when Deontay Wilder, where was all of these people? When Deontay Wilder was trying to fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed, where was everybody? Now Max Kellerman talking about this is for undisputed. It gotta happen. All the belts is on the line. Heavyweight undisputed. That's all you hear. But when Deontay Wilder was trying to fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed, because all the belts did was change hands, it just changed from Wilder hand to Fury hand. You understand? Fury didn't go defend it and pick up another belt. All it did was one belt change hands. So now miraculously, everybody's concerned with heavyweight undisputed. Where was all these people? I'm seeing tens and tens of channels talking about undisputed. Where was they? Everybody was defending Anthony Joshua. Where was all these channels that's talking about we just want to see undisputed? Now everybody just wants to see undisputed. Where was they? When I was giving the details and Anthony Joshua, where was they? JB, aka Sweezy, my brother in the super chat. Wilder, the WBC heavyweight champ. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Salute to my brother, JB, a.k.a. Sweezy, dropping that dub on us in the super chat. Salute to you, King. Appreciate you 1,000%, man. 1,000%. Great brother. Ryan Taylor, my brother in the super chat. He said, speaking facts, Blue, salute. Why we not wiping our feet today? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People, it must be 85 and sunny because nobody feel like they got to wipe their feet before they come inside. It's drizzling. Wipe your feet before you come inside and track in my house. Let's work. Salute to my big brother Curtis Hunt in the building, dropping that $500 on your boy Blue in the super chat. He says, salute Blue, keep spitting that knowledge. Hashtag HOBC, House of Boxing Champions. Salute to my big bro Curtis Hunt. Sugar Fantastic, come through, showing love, studding up every day as he always do. Salute to you, King. Appreciate you showing love. So, let's get into this. We're going to keep getting into this. Y'all hear my daughter down there? Where they do that at? Not while I'm doing my stream. Smash the like button. Pardon me, my peopleizations. Salute to my brother, the Drew Titan in the super chat. The fight is worth more than $10 million. This is a fact. This is a fact. But Drew, why would you give him $10 million for nothing? Everybody feeling charitable? Huh? Myron Denon, and go subscribe to my brother Drew Titan, man. Drew, drop the link to your channel, great brother. Myron Denon, my brother in the super chat. Appreciate you. He said you speaking facts, Blue. Salute out to the LDBC and new media for bringing truth and integrity to the sport of boxing. Yes, sir. And they don't like it. They don't like it. But this is what I know. Before I became a member of the media, before I started doing this here, journalism for the sport of boxing, and before I started bringing y'all the news, I was just a fan of the sport of boxing. And you know why I started doing this? For multiple reasons. But one big reason was that as a fan, you don't have a voice. But your voice should be heard loud and clear. More than anything. Now, it's still a business, obviously. But more than anything, your voice should be heard loud and clear. And believe me, they hear your voice. Every day I shout you out here every day. They know who you are. Just as well as they know who I am. Because you should have a voice. Because it's because of your dollar. You see, right now, you know the hesitation between this fight? One of the big roadblocks, they said, well, we don't have a site. We don't have a venue. We need an investor to put up $100 million up front. Why? Because they can't guarantee you, the fan, are going to be in attendance to fit the bill. Because you fit the bill, people. It's credit. Let me tell you, a promoter, manager, it's all credit. They doing it on credit. They doing it based off of you giving the money back. So they going, hey, we're going to rent out this arena. How much it costs? We're going to rent this arena out for $200,000. We good for it because when the fans come and buy their tickets, we're going to pay you back. They doing everything off credit, off of you. Torrance Stanley, my brother in the super chat, and everything you said is well documented. Yes, sir, my great brother. Yes, sir. Dropping that $500 on your boy Blue. Divine Smite, my brother in the super chat. Thanks for showing me love all day, every day, great brother. Thank you for supporting me. That's what the love is. Dark Black, Czar, my brother in the super chat. Appreciate you, King. So that's what gets dismissed in this entire equation. You, the fan, you get dismissed. No, I'm not gonna let you get dismissed. Whether they want to come on here or not. Whether they say, oh, Blue don't know this or Blue don't know. It don't matter. I'm going to give y'all the real. I'm going to give y'all the real. Because, see, if you didn't know any better and you listen to somebody with a platform as big as Max Kellerman on ESPN tell you that Deontay Wilder took step aside money, you will believe it. If all you heard was him say that, you will believe it. With no details. He took $5 to $10 million step aside money. That's protocol. Well, why is he going to mediation? Why did he go to arbitration? Why is all of these other things taking place if he was so eager and willing to take step aside money? And why would you even give him step aside money if he didn't have a case and a leg to stand on? See, that's why I stay up to 5 o'clock in the morning every day. To make sure I go through everything with a fine tooth comb for y'all. That's why I stay up every day, 5 o'clock in the morning. Believe that. JB, aka Sweezy, my brother in the super chat, dropping that $500 on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, I read an article, your boy back on again. That's going to be the reason he relinquishes the belt without getting equalized. Yeah, for sure. That's what, see, this JB, aka Sweezy, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to give you a built-in excuse. For one, if it don't come to fruition, they're going to tell you, well, because of this, it was because of that. We tried. So, listen, let me ask you a question. Did they announce Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk fight yet, people? I'm going to show y'all some dominoes. Did they announce Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk fight? My brother Jay Lee dropping that dub on us in the super chat. He said, Blue, outsliding in the slingshot these days and still take time to hit us with mad knowledge. Who out here? Salute, Blue. Salute to you, my brother Jay Lee. Yes, sir. I can't wait to get, but I got to give y'all this real before I get out there and enjoy my everyday life. So y'all got to come first. Then I'll go enjoy my everyday life, Jay Lee. You know what I'm saying? Few and far. I ain't ride my slingshot. That day was the last day I rode it. That was 4-5 days ago. Might be more. It might be more. They're going on a week. But guess what? That's because I stay up to 5 a.m. And I go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, right, wrong, or indifferent. But I'm gonna make it happen for y'all. You understand? I watch all these interviews. I read through everything. I get sent tons and tons of things. Oh, we're gonna get it in. Mr. Finesse, my brother in the super chat. Salute my brother Blue. Keep slapping these with the facts. You see how hard they work to keep a king down. That's why we need you exposing the truth. That's a fact. That's a fact, great brother. And that's why I'm gonna keep bringing y'all this real info. This real info. You understand? Because if you did not know, and you just listen to ESPN and Max Kellerman, what's the biggest sporting platform in the world? ESPN. Now, let me ask y'all a question. ESPN, first, we got 830 people. We better have 830. We should have 830 likes. Smash the like button. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to give you a built-in reasoning for when the fight falls through, right? Because I'm asking you this question. I'm asking y'all this question, right? Why would you pay them step-aside money if you did nothing wrong? I'm asking y'all again. Why would you want to pay him step-aside money for no reason? For no reason. Fat Cat Shadow Boxing, salute my great brother. He said, hey, Blue, he still didn't get the link. No, I'm going to send it to him in a little while. I just wanted to finish on this topic before I bring him in and we switch gears. But I'm gonna hit him up. I appreciate my brother Fat Cat Shadow Boxing holding me down with the connections. Yeah, just let him know I'm gonna send it to him in a second. Just let me finish on this topic. So now, without a leg to stand on, they saying that, oh, we're gonna just pay Deontay Wilder $5 to $10 million. Huh? For what? Just because he's Deontay Wilder? And now, here goes another thing. I asked y'all, did they announce Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk fight? Maybe I missed something. I don't miss much, but maybe I missed something. Did they announce Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce fight? Huh? Did they announce Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce fight? I'm gonna connect these dots for y'all. Because Alexander Usyk, he was getting frustrated that the Joe Joyce fight wasn't being announced. Right? So now, here's the thing. They're saying that Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce fight might not come to fruition. It might not come to fruition. Let me tell you why it might not come to fruition. They're going to tell you, like they're reporting, that it's a purse split. They're going back and forth with a purse split. They're going back and forth with they can't come to an agreement. This is what they're saying now. Divine Smite, my brother in the super chat, salute to you, showing love, brother. Again, appreciate you. Right? So this is what they're saying, right? They're saying now that due to them not being able to come to an agreement with the purses, that the fight might not happen. Let me tell you why. Because they need Alexander Usyk to be on standby. If the Joshua Fury fight falls through, then Anthony Joshua's going to fight Alexander Usyk, who's his mandatory. They don't want anything set in stone. Frank Warren he promotes Joe Joyce, right? Eddie Hearn is a co-promoter for Alexander Usyk. People, check out, connect the dots. Alexander Usyk, he says, if they don't give me my Joe Joyce fight, then I'm going to push for my mandatory position with Anthony Joshua. So that step-aside money not going to be there. So what they're saying is, this is more than likely what took place. We'll overpay Alexander Usyk to fight Joe Joyce. That's a big fight for Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce. And we'll give him big money for it, satisfy him, and then the winner will get Anthony Joshua. You understand? But now, they're not sure if Joshua going to fight Tyson Fury. Now, if Tyson Fury has to fight Deontay Wilder in the trilogy, where does that leave Anthony Joshua? If Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce agree to fight each other and have a date and everything, how that going to look if Joe Joyce or Alexander Usyk turns around and backs out the fight with Joe Joyce and fights Anthony Joshua? Don't look good, right? So they rather tell you guys that they're hitting snags and roadblocks in negotiations. I'm going to tell you this. If Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight got announced today, officially, within the next week, Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce would miraculously get announced immediately. No issues. You know why? Because they're keeping, just like Terence Crawford, and we're going to get to him in the second half. And just like Terence Crawford told Sean Porter, stay on standby, that's what Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn did with Alexander Usyk. They just dangling another big fight for him. Hey, we're going to give you a big fight, bro, with Joe Joyce. It's a big fight. And we're going to overpay you for that fight. And you beat Joe Joyce. And then you go come here and you fight Anthony Joshua for your mandatory position. Should Anthony Joshua beat Tyson Fury? Connect the dots, people. Emmanuel H., my brother in the super chat, dropping that $500 on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, man, they really out here ducking Wilder this bad, trying everything possible to duck the trilogy. I wonder why that is. Wilder was in the first fight, second fight, he was, and now Fury under magnifying glass, and he running. Yep, something not adding up. Oh, nothing is adding up. It ain't something. It ain't nothing adding up. In this equation, people just happy to say he ain't fighting Wilder. I told you Wilder wasn't going to get the opportunity. That's what they're happy to say. Because if they was truly happy for Undisputed, then why wasn't all these people this motivated to push for Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight? Jeremy Green, my brother in the super chat, dropping that $500 on your boy Blue. He said, also, if you notice how Eddie Hearn and Joshua hopped right on board to fight Fury, but with Wilder, you knew they had, based on the fact that they gave him a million obstacles, no deal. This is a fact, great brother. That's a fact, great brother. That's a fact. Smash the like button. We should be at a K right now. What we doing? We got 900 people here, and we ain't at a K? Y'all ain't got love for Blue Blood? Huh? We should be at a K likes right now. 1K. 1K, people. smash the like button. Smash the like button. So I see people, hey man, see, Blue, he just salute my brother Pac-Man ATL Tay, my brother in the building. What's good with you, Tay? So you see, oh man, Blue, he just because the Wild is his guy, and this, and this. Okay. But I'm also with the truth that I'm telling you. So now ask yourself this question. Stephen A. Smith is like, hey man, Wilder need to get his opportunity. See, he didn't want to go into the logistics. This is how you know they listen. They listen. They're listening right now. Matt Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. They listen right now. So this is how you know they don't want to go into the details. Right? So Stephen A. Smith said, well, instead of him saying the situation with the gloves and all of these things, they hear about this. Instead of him going into that, he says, well, we know because Tyson Fury had a 40-pound advantage over him and other things. What other things? What other things? Tell the people what other things. Why are you leaving them to wonder? Tell them people what other things. Mention the other things. Make mention of the other things. What other things? Dr. Lemon Pepper, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said, push the button. Much love, Blue. Salute to you, kid. So he says, oh, he had 40-pound advantage. And then, see, by doing this, right? By doing so, by saying that, Max Kellerman said, well, Stephen A., he's going to have a 40-pound advantage in the next fight. And Stephen A. was like, yeah, I know. I know, but what? But what? And then he says, the real Rick Rob, my brother in the super chat, salute Blue Blood, bomb squad in the building. Yes, sir. So then he goes on to say, well, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that Tyson Fury should have a 2-fight deal with Anthony Joshua. I think Deontay Wilder needs to get his rematch. I want to see him get his rematch. He deserves his rematch. He deserves a trilogy match. Now, I'm not appalled. So he says he called Wilder. Stephen A. Smith, he said he called Deontay Wilder. And then he says, I'm not going to get into what we talked about. But I'm not appalled to. So he was alluding to the allegations Wilder made. Like he didn't agree with him. But he says, on the behalf of Deontay Wilder, I believe he deserved the trilogy match. Then Max Kellerman is like, yeah, well, the thing is, nobody thinks he's going to win the trilogy match. Now, get this, people. He says he don't believe, now we know styles make fights, right? And we know, Shane Mosley lost to Vernon Forrest twice. Vernon Forrest lost to Ricardo Mayorga twice. Then Shane Mosley beat Ricardo Mayorga twice, right? So the triangle theory don't always work. But he's saying, but in this case, he's saying that the reason this fight between Joshua and Fury is so big is because it's for undisputed. And if you brought Wilder and Joshua together, that makes for a super fight. But nobody believes that Wilder could beat Fury in a trilogy match. So this is where you have to look at this and say, so why wasn't you pushing for Wilder and Joshua as hard as you pushing for Joshua and Fury? Kevin Kavan Slims, my brother in the super chat. Max and Smith are listening and taking notes. That's how they're able to talk boxing. For sure. For sure. But see, people so quick to say, oh, they mainstream media and you not. That's what they quick to tell us. They mainstream media and you not. Oh, okay. They always right and we not. right? They don't report stuff that's wrong, right? But they reported that Anthony Joshua Tyson and Deontay Wilder fight was done and announced it. And that fight never took place. So when y'all come here and say, see, Blue was wrong, he don't know what he talking about. Well, when ESPN, as big a sporting platform as they are, as many connections they have, they announced that Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fight was done. And they announced the fight finally, and we never saw the fight. Well, they were wrong. So that means their sources was wrong. For the great ESPN, the biggest sporting platform in the world, they were wrong. They were wrong. Chris Trucker, my brother in Super Chat, they sneak soaking game on y'all Blue. LOL, y'all their sources on the low. For sure. Because we deal with boxing is not a mainstream sport anymore. Not for quote unquote mainstream media. So they don't delve that deep. Well, you have some people like Max Kellerman, right? Because he still works for the sport of boxing, right? But Max Kellerman got so much going on, and Max Kellerman, at the end of the day, Max Kellerman, he has a script that he has to follow. Ryan Taylor, my brother in the Super Chat, Blue getting tired of saying this, so I'm going to say it for him. Wipe your feet before you come inside and walk up to the door with an umbrella so you don't drip on the carpet. Get the likes up. Facts. Smash the like button. Dropping that half a dub on me in the Super Chat, my brother Ryan Taylor. Facts. Now look at this. ESPN reported this. I showed y'all this. 2018, 6:43 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time. It's finally happening. Deontay Wilder has accepted terms to fight Anthony Joshua for heavyweight world title. And they put heavyweight world title. If he accepted to fight Anthony Joshua, it would be for undisputed. They put for heavyweight world title. It's supposed to be for undisputed. Right? They were wrong. Because it never came to fruition at all whatsoever. Did you guys ever see it? So they were wrong. Emmanuel H., my brother in the Super Chat, dropping that dub on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. He owes Wilder for his new life he has, because dude was down in the dirt and Wilder gave him a bag of a handout. Now he can't return the favor and prove it that he thinks he's the better fighter. Where do they do that at? Shaking my head. This is a fact. But I'm going to do you one better, right? My brother Emmanuel H. You also had Stephen A. Smith. He mentioned that to Max Kellerman today. He said, I got to side with Wilder because he picked up Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury didn't have nothing and nowhere to turn. And he helped him out and brushed him off and helped him resurrect his career. Max Kellerman said, yeah, he did. So stop right there. So then he goes, he should get the trilogy match. Max Kellerman said, yeah, he should. Stop right there. That should be it. There should be no more discussions. Because he's contractually obligated to give him the trilogy match. And y'all are in agreement that he helped him out, picked him up, and gave him an opportunity to resurrect his career. So right then and there, with mainstream media and your platform, you should have took the time and said, you know something? This trilogy needs to happen, and then we see Wilder a winner fight Joshua for undisputed. Let's go ahead and settle this because he gave him the opportunity, and he's contractually obligated for this. No, but instead, they go on to say, well, the thing is, we'd rather see him fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed and then give Wilder a chance. No, that's backwards. Give Wilder his trilogy match like you're supposed to. Like he did with you with the immediate rematch and the 2-fight deal with you. Give him the opportunity to regain his title without all of this arbitration, mediation, and all of that. And then you win, fair and square, you move on to Joshua. Plain and simple. It's just that easy. Salute my brother Emmanuel H. Dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. Max Kellerman, and a half for saying nobody believes Wilder will win the third fight. Like, why throw shade publicly if you don't want to see it? Biggest fight block ever seen saying that on ESPN. Yeah. Facts. Because, see, you have that platform, Emmanuel H. So why not say, they didn't mention one time, that Tyson Fury is contractually obligated to give Deontay Wilder a trilogy match. All they kept saying was Deontay Wilder needs to get the trilogy match. He deserves the trilogy match. They didn't mention one time that he's contractually obligated for the trilogy match. Judah Israel, my brother in Super Chat, salute to you, King. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy Blue. They didn't mention that one time. Not one time did they say he's contractually. See, it's all wordplay, people. It's all how you word it. So the people that watch that, they don't know that Tyson Fury is obligated to fight Deontay Wilder in a trilogy match. All they know, watching that, is Deontay Wilder wants a trilogy match. He lost and now he wants a third fight. So the casual fans that watch that, if you're a basketball fan, because again, ESPN is not boxing is not ESPN's #1 priority. It's so far down on the list, it's not even funny. You understand? Unless there's something massive happening. Again, let me tell you how Max Kellerman, let me tell you how he swayed things. DOG 215, my brother in the Super Chat. He said, Blue, you need to get on that show and school them. They ain't never going to let me on. Well, I'll never say never. But yeah, I need to. Chris Trucker, my brother in the Super Chat. He said, no matter how they feel about Wilder, the contract says trilogy. Give that man his fight, like him or hate him, or love him, right? Exactly. No matter how you perceive him, give him the trilogy match. It don't matter, like I said, it don't matter if you think he can win the trilogy match or not. He's obligated to give him the trilogy match. So now, let me show y'all how Max Kellerman did it again. He's Timothy Bradley. Stephen A. Smith started talking about the biggest fight is Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, right? I'm gonna show y'all how Max Kellerman, how he tried to sway the people, right? I'm gonna show y'all how Max Kellerman tried to do it again. So Stephen A. Smith says the biggest fight in boxing is Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. It needs to get done. Max Kellerman says, I agree. It's the biggest fight in boxing. So Stephen A. Smith says these promoters are preventing these fights from happening. Right? He said the promoters are preventing us. He said the promoters are stopping us from getting this massive fight between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. That's what Stephen A. Smith said. Max Kellerman says, yeah, you're right. And here is where he loses the people. This is where I'm telling y'all. Then he goes, you're right. And since no other welterweight wants to fight Terence Crawford, it's hindering Terence Crawford's career. I'm going to say it again. Then Max Kellerman says, you're right, Stephen A. Smith. And since the promoters are blocking the Crawford-Spence fight, and the fact is, no other welterweight will give Terence Crawford the opportunity and fight him. Now, how many people you think viewed that episode today? How many people, I'm asking y'all, how many people you think viewed that episode today? Taylor Bell, my brother in the super chat. Blue drinking gasoline. He on fire right now. Salute to you, King. How many people you think, salute to my brother Taylor Bell in the super chat. How many people you think watched that episode today? Jay Lynn, peace of blessings, Queen. She said I watched. At least 1 million people watched that today. Right? Eric O said 10 million. Right? At the very least, we know over 1 million people watched it. Over 1 million people watched it. Right? So now go figure. If you are not a boxing fan, you're a casual boxing fan. Your main objective is to watch basketball, NBA, see the scores and the highlights in the NBA, see the NFL and the free agent pickups, right? Or watch college NCAA, college basketball. That was your interest, right? And you casually watch boxing. And Terence Crawford is an ESPN fighter. And they're telling you that no other welterweight is even willing. And Max Kellerman, mind you, Max Kellerman is the boxing pundit on ESPN. So you lean to Max Kellerman to get the boxing news, right? If Max Kellerman is telling the casual people, not the 1,000 people we got watching right now, right? But Max Kellerman is telling you, no welterweight wants to fight Terence Crawford. Would you know what's going on with Sean Porter and Terence Crawford? Would you know the split between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford? What's going on with that? Because, see, they told you the promoters is stopping Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. They made no mention of Errol Spence saying, here goes 60-40, and Terence Crawford saying, no, I won't expect that. They nothing, none of the above. Would you know about all these other fighters? Would you know about all these other fighters? Would you know about the Keith Thurman $10 million offer and all that going back and forth? Would you know about any of that? No, you wouldn't. So for him to say that, so now in this one segment, the boxing pundit, Stephen A. Smith even said, he even said, salute my brother Cali Enigma. Stephen A. Smith said, I'm a basketball pundit and you're a boxing pundit. I defer to you with boxing. You should defer to me with basketball. That's what Stephen A. Smith said. So Max Kellerman is the boxing pundit. So he, being the boxing mind on ESPN, he says that Deontay Wilder took step aside money, $5 to $10 million, which is not true. And then he says there is no welterweight willing to fight Terence Crawford, not named Errol Spence Jr., which is not true. That sways the casual fan's opinion of what's actually going on. And so because they could do that, right? Then you get people coming, when I tell you the truth, right? Then y'all could come and say, oh man, Blue, you don't know this, or you don't like Terence Crawford, or you don't like this. Because how many people stay up to 5 o'clock in the morning doing their homework, like me? No, they don't. They don't. Smash the like button. We should be at a K already. My brother, Carolina Ryder, coming through, dropping that hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat, showing love, studding up like you do on the daily. Much appreciated. He says salute. Salute to you, King. What's good with your focus? Main event mark. Right? So you see how that works? Let me ask y'all a question, people. Is there no welterweight willing to get in the ring with Terence Crawford other than Errol Spence? Is that true? Yeah, Sean Paul to be on ESPN. Is that true? Now he told the people Deontay Wilder took $5 to $10 million step aside money. $5 to $10 million to take step aside money. So now let me tell y'all something. So now Terence Crawford makes a fight with Joseto Lopez, as they talking about some possibility. He makes a fight with Joseto Lopez. Well, then people gonna say, well, nobody else wanted to fight him. Nobody else wanted to fight him. You see how that works? Southport Boxing Media, salute. You see how that works? Nobody else wanted to fight him, so he had to fight Joseto Lopez. Really? And they made it look like Deontay Wilder just lost the second fight, and now he just wants to have the trilogy match, and he's trying to fight Tyson Fury in the trilogy match, but nobody wants to see that fight because Tyson Fury dominated him in the second fight. And so now we just want to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, but they don't talk about the details. See, so if you're not a hardcore fan and you don't know about the sport of boxing and you don't know about mandatories and things of that nature, well, then it sounds right to you if they telling you, well, Deontay Wilder, they still going to pay him $10 million not to fight Tyson Fury. So if you're a casual fan, right, you look at it from that standpoint and you say to yourself, hey, man, what's this dude complaining about? He gonna get $5 to $10 million not to even fight, and he's still gonna get an opportunity afterwards. You wouldn't know. That's why people, I say, it's irresponsible on the part of these other boxing platforms that get people to come through, and they don't keep it 100. They don't keep it 100. And what I mean by that is this: smash the like button, get the likes to 1.1K. And what I mean by that is this: is that you know that if this was the shoe was on the other foot, and Deontay Wilder had stopped Tyson Fury, and there was all of these different allegations out there, right? And Tyson Fury was saying, "Hey man, you got to run that back." Now y'all all know that everybody would be like, "Man, if Deontay Wilder like, listen, I'm just trying to fight Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua for undisputed. Man, you got to give Tyson Fury what he owed." Y'all all know this. Y'all all know this. And even these other platforms, they know this. But are they telling you the real? No. No. Because they telling you, all I want to see is Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua for undisputed. So they use it undisputed now as the reasoning why they don't want to side with Deontay Wilder. Now it's because all they want to see is undisputed. Jeffrey Brooks, salute. My brother in the super chat. I don't understand why would Spence give Mikey 50-50 but not Bud? When he gave Mikey Garcia 50-50, that was his first pay-per-view. He's since done big numbers in that pay-per-view, big numbers in another pay-per-view, and big numbers in another pay-per-view. Does that answer it? And since then, Terence Crawford has done no big numbers in pay-per-view. You see what I'm saying? I'll just break it down like that. Iron Eagle, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said, why don't Porter activate the mandatory? He will. He will. And here's another thing. Sean Porter shouldn't have to push for the fight. When Terence Crawford, Sean Porter has had big fights in his career. He fought Errol Spence. He fought Keith Thurman. He fought Danny Garcia. He fought Andre Berto. He fought Adrian Broner. He fought Paulie Malignaggi. He fought Devin Alexander. He fought Kell Brook. Win, lose, or draw. Sean Porter's in all the big fights. Now I understand he got to get another payday. A big payday. Darius the Great, salute. Right? But why do we always seem to remove the responsibility from Terence Crawford when he's yet to have a big fight? When he's yet to have a big fight. Why not push Terence Crawford and say, bro, make this fight happen. Make this fight happen. So y'all, or everybody's satisfied with Terence Crawford being satisfied. And what I mean by that is, everybody's saying, when I say he fought Igor Kavalauskas, and everybody say, well, Igor Kavalauskas, he pushed for the mandatory. Well, why did he have to push for the mandatory? So Terence Crawford just sits and does nothing, and everybody has to pursue him. Why? He ain't Floyd Mayweather. He not getting you your highest payday in your career. So why does everybody have to pursue him? He has no responsibility to nobody else, to pursue no fights. I'm confused. I'm confused. How does that happen? Well, why didn't Sean Porter push for the fight? Why ain't Keith Thurman pushing for the fight? Why Errol Spence ain't doing this? Why Danny Garcia ain't doing that? Why this person? Why that person? Why this person? Why everybody but Terence Crawford? My brother Drew Titan in the building, in the super chat, once again. He said, I just read that people still want to see a third fight between Chocolatito and I can't pronounce his name for nothing. Sarungvazai. How did the second fight end? Shaking my head. Facts. Knockout. And Deontay Wilder wasn't knocked out like that. And Drew put the link in the chat so people could subscribe to your channel. My brother T Skills come through, dropping that dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. I'm not watching Fury versus AJ. Wilder deserved the fight. Charlo better fight Benavidez, and Porter is on my is one of many welterweights that wants to fight Bud. ESPN is capping. This is for sure. Rung Vasai. Okay, thank you, great brother Eric R. I can never pronounce his name for nothing. So how come we always, well, Terence Crawford, man, they need to pursue him. Bro, he don't represent your biggest payday in your career. And he has one belt. Right now, welterweight. But we'll say, well, this person needs to pursue Terence Crawford. Errol Spence needs to pursue him. Danny Garcia needs to pursue him. Well, they don't want to fight if they don't pursue him. Well, how about he don't want to fight if he don't pursue them? How about that? I've never heard nobody say it. I never heard not one person say, oh, well, Terence Crawford needs to do this, this, and this. No, this Terence Crawford, this is your mandatory. This is the biggest. What fight? You pursuing Joseto Lopez? You don't mind them pursuing Joseto Lopez for you, but you're not going to pursue Sean Porter? And y'all okay with that? Because y'all say, well, Sean Porter should have activated the mandatory. Huh? No, Sean Porter. Why does Sean Porter have to do that when Terence Crawford is seeking the big fights in his career? Sean Porter already on record contacting Terence Crawford and letting him know he wants to fight. Multiple times. Even went to Twitter. He still got to, now he got to do the business part as well. So what responsibility does Terence Crawford have to do? Nothing? Just fight? All he has to do is show up and fight? Huh? That's all he has to do is show up and fight. Y'all don't place none. No responsibility on Terence Crawford at all whatsoever. All you have to do is show up and fight. When it came to Keith Thurman, well, Keith Thurman need to send over a contract and send over a boatload of money. Okay. Now Sean Porter got to do the heavy lifting, all the negotiating. He needs to go to Al Heyman and get Al Heyman and the PBC to fund the fight, for him to fight Terence Crawford. Why? And I understand that point. I understand that. For Sean Porter's sake, right? To push for it. Yeah, I understand that. But on the flip side, I don't understand why Terence Crawford is not being held accountable for not pushing for these fights. That's what I don't understand. So he's okay. He won't push Bob Arum to make the Sean Porter fight. But he'll sit back and let Bob Arum negotiate for Joseto Lopez. And y'all happy with that? Come on, make it make sense for me. Mr. Finesse, my brother in the super chat. Boxing fans are who would rather see Lopez over Porter. Why would Bud take 80-20 for Pac, but not 60-40 for Errol? But man fans co-sign. Right. And Bob Arum said he can't make $10 million fighting Errol Spence. I don't understand. I don't understand this. Deontay Wilder is contractually in his right to have the trilogy match, but everybody is so quick to dismiss him and say, oh, no, we just want to see Fury and Joshua. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody told Tyson Fury, and get this, Tyson Fury is on record. Tyson Fury is on record before the rematch saying that me and Wilder, we're going to fight 3 times before it's all over. We're going to fight 3 times before it's all over. Before it's all over, me and Wilder, we're going to have 3 straight fights. And when he said that before the rematch, everybody was like, oh, man, you're going to have. So that's Tyson Fury's fault. He signed to fight 3 times. Everybody wants to say that Deontay Wilder nobody wants to see it. Instead of saying Tyson Fury should have never signed the contract. Tay Brown, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing? Duke, salute. Instead of saying Tyson Fury should have never volunteered and agreed to fight 3 times. He knew. He told the world he was going to knock out Deontay Wilder in the rematch. So why he signed to fight him 3 times? He should have said, I ain't signing for a 3rd fight because I'm going to knock him out in this rematch and I'm going to move on. Why did he sign for a 3rd fight? Why? Because like I just told y'all, if the roles were reversed, y'all would have been holding Deontay Wilder accountable for giving Tyson Fury the trilogy match. Because this would have been the narrative. Well, Tyson Fury outboxed him the 1st fight. And the referee and the judges didn't give it to him. The judges didn't give it to him. And okay, Deontay Wilder landed a 1 punch and knocked him out. Fury needs a trilogy match. As long as he stay away from the power. See, that's what will be taking place. That's what will be taking place. Jackie Robinson, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He says, salute, Blue. Max Kellerman must be talking to casual boxing only fans, only with that foolishness. Oh, yeah, for sure. But see, those are the ones that count. The casual boxing fans are the ones that count. Those are the dollars that you're seeking. Those are the dollars that you're seeking. You understand? You already have us, the hardcore boxing fans. Because, see, once you have a passion for something, it's never going to go away like that. You're going to have that passion. So, see, we have the passion for boxing, us hardcore boxing fans. That ain't going away. You understand what I'm saying? That's not going away. So they already have us. They trying to get the other fans on board. They trying to get to the other fans on board. That's the part of the business. You understand? That's the part of the business. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. Capture the imagination of the casual boxing fans and get them on board. That's the goal, people. That is the goal. We're going to have some special guests on in just a few short seconds. I want to get my brother Kurt Anderson on, and then I'm going to send a link to a special guest. Mince E said, "You make 0 cents." Don't time out Mince E. Don't block Mince E. Don't do anything. I'm going to dialogue with Mince E as we're waiting for special guest and Kurt to come on. Mince E said, "You make 0 cents." Now, Mince E, don't time him out. Don't block him. Don't do any of that. Mince E, explain what am I not making sense about. Let's dialogue. Come on, talk to me. You wanted the attention. Now I'm going to give it to you. So talk to me. What you said, I'm not making sense. So what did not make sense about? What did not make sense about? Bama Boy 256, Roll Tide. Mr. Finesse, Fly High 89. Wayman Davis, King Fur, 509 G Willie. Richard Smith, Van Glorious. Brown Squad Inc. Salute. I know I didn't get all my peoples today. Nelson Rivera, salute. But I'm going to get y'all before we get out of here. You know it. I love y'all, so y'all know what it is. D-Man Jr., Rafi Gracie, salute. Loving Down Gaither, salute. Viwi Guayi, salute. Timothy Generous, Slick T, salute. C. Ed, salute. Appreciate you. Kane the Bad Guy, salute. Joshua Taylor, salute. Now, come on, Gracewell. I watched loads of your videos and seen that you claim that Wilder's getting $50 million in step-aside money. I never said that. Has anybody heard me say Deontay Wilder was getting $50 million in step-aside money? Anybody? Now, he says, I've watched loads of your videos and seen that you claim Wilder was getting $50 million in step-aside money. Did I ever say that? Who here? We have 1,000 people here. Out of 1,000 people, who heard me say that? Who heard me say that? And he said he watched loads of my videos. So you watched and you heard me say he's getting $50 million in step-aside money. You never heard that. You have selective hearing. I never said that at all whatsoever. I never even mentioned him and $50 million. I never mentioned one time Deontay Wilder getting $50 million for nothing. For nothing. I never said he's getting $50 million for anything. So where did you get that from? Wrong place. But you said you watch loads of my channel. Jeffrey Brooks, my brother in the super chat. I believe that Bud is not fighting these same fighters who wouldn't give him the time of day when they had their belts when Bud was first at 147. Great brother, I already broke that down, Jeffrey Brooks. I already broke that down too many times. Great brother. I broke that down too many times, Jeffrey Brooks. That's not true. They wasn't champions. So how could they get? What are we talking about? No, look at the time frame. So now Mince E says First of all, Mincy, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Respect me, and I respect you. So don't tell me to stop repeating myself. I'm asking you a question. You're saying how much is he getting in step aside money? He's not getting anything in step aside money if you paid attention. If you paid attention, you would know he's not getting anything in step aside money. I never said he was getting anything in step aside money because he's not accepting step aside money. So what are you talking about? How much is he getting in step aside money? When I'm clearly showing you that he's not taking step aside money. So where did you get it that I said he was getting 50 million? What video did you see? Drop the link to the title. My brother Box Conversation Reggie Owens in the building. Go subscribe to my brother Box Conversation Reggie Owens. So where did you get that? And what video did you see me say he was getting $50 million for step aside money? Sham Allah, salute to you, okay? And I'm going to tell you why I do this. Because you see, this narrative, people be taking and running with it on social media. I had a dude saying so much to me one time in the chat. And I'm like, what are you talking about on my Instagram? And then he go back and, oh, somebody had told me that. Well, this is the problem with social media and with today's time. Everybody likes instant gratification. And this is a microwave era. And everybody likes instant gratification without doing their research. I never said nothing about Deontay Wilder getting $50 million for step aside money. Never once said that. What I did say was that it was being reported that he took $32 million to step aside. And I said that wasn't true. So clearly, just like I said today, they're saying he took $5 to $10 million. I never said he was getting anything. I never said he was getting anything. See, this is what happens when you don't pay attention and you follow a narrative like ESPN did today. When you don't know what's going on and you listen to other people, that's what you come here and you say stuff like that and don't even know what you're talking about. And had the audacity to say, you watch loads of my videos. If you watch loads of my videos, then you would know I never said that. And you have, and it's far worse than selective hearing because I don't understand what's going on. You ain't never see me say that. Salute to my brother Paul Counter Boxing in the super chat. Wilder want Tyson Fury to cut Wilder off from getting his win back. They know what Tyson Fury did, but they want to deny Wilder from exposing oh yeah, for sure. Tyson Fury, for sure. See, you get some people like Mince E. They don't even like they don't like Deontay Wilder so much. They come in making up stuff. I ain't never said that. I never said he accepted any step aside money. So why are you asking me how much is he accepting right now? I never said he was accepting anything. Timothy Dorsey, my brother in the super chat, he talking about that Muppet segment, Blue. Yeah, he don't know what he talking about. My brother Galvatron, salute. Bobo, salute. Darius the Great, Mark Ambrose, salute. Mark Cuban, salute. Ahmad is Ahmad, salute. Devin Blocker, salute. Texas Elite, Tone 40, salute. Corey McGowan, my brother in super chat, he said, get him, bro. Yeah, for sure. The reason I do this is because people, they just go around saying anything. And then so I get people on my social media inbox, oh, why you say this? Why you say that? What? What are you talking about? Where'd you get it from? Alpha Yashirala, salute. Hamilton Steele, salute. Jason Guzman, salute. Where'd you get that from? Oh, you said this. No, I said what? Ronald Scott, salute. Nato Rodriguez, salute. Oh, you said this. I said what? What did I say? They can't repeat it. Where'd you get it from? PGH Big Dog, salute. And then this narrative then it becomes a narrative. Marvin Rollins Jr. salute. Then it becomes a narrative that Blue said this and Blue said no. I ain't say nothing. Rex Jamal salute. Calvin Abar salute. I ain't say nothing, and that's what's wrong. So this brother talking about I said he was getting 50 million. Where you get that from? I ain't never said that. One honor salute. Never said that. So how much is he getting? I didn't say he was getting any step aside money. Keith Smith, salute. Mo Boxing, Christopher Lowe, salute. I never said he was getting any money. None. Trick Nolte, my brother, salute. What's good with you, Trick? This is what happens, though. This is what happens when if you let a narrative just be created and run with. That's what will happen. Dahlia Antoinette, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing? Gary McGee, salute. My brother G Al, what's good with you, G Al? Nearly Fuller Jr., salute. If you let these narratives continue to run, it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why I address it. That's why I address it. Here live in front of 1,000 people. That's why I address it. Because you continue to let it go, it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Otis Mickle, salute. And bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's why I make sure I address it. I know y'all be like, hey, Blue, why you even paying any attention? I have to. My brother Money Brown TV in the building. What's good with your money? Go subscribe to my brother Money Brown TV. Cano Local Sports, salute. That's why. That's why I address everything. Because if you don't flame it out, it'll continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It'll just grow legs. It'll just continue to grow legs. That's what happens. It'll get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Jeffrey Monroe, salute. My brother in the super chat, Blue, you speak facts and facts hurt feelings. For sure. For sure. That's what happens. People don't like the truth. They don't like the truth, man. They don't like the truth, man. When you tell the truth, the real one TV, salute. They don't like that. You understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? There go 619 Cali Factor, salute. Getting ready to bring on Jalil and Bernard Hackett, man. We're getting ready to bring on the brothers, man. I sent them the link. Kurt, if you out there, I sent you the link as well, Kurt. So that's what happened. HD, my brother in the super chat, Blue, 10 toes down at the pulpit today. No doubt. Always, great brother. Jay Gibson, Eric, salute. Always, man. Always, man. Hey, OG, salute. If I'm wrong, I always stand corrected. No problem. I have no problem standing corrected. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Smash the like button. How many likes we got? Get the likes to 1.2K. You see what I'm saying? Keith Craft, salute. Get the likes to 1.2K, man. Yeah, so that's the thing. Walter Joseph Jr., salute. Tony Woodson, salute. Rasheed Roth, salute. Keith Craft, salute. Dahlia Antoinette, the Queen, how you doing? E.B. Norris, salute. So that's what happens, man. You tell the truth, and people don't like the truth. I tell y'all all the time. That's why movies are popular, entertainment is popular, because it helps you escape reality for however long it may be. 2 hours, 3 hours, basketball games, it helps you escape reality, right? When you tell the truth, Superman 800, salute. When you tell the truth, God bless 747, salute. When you tell the truth, people don't like that. They can't. Dolly, I know. I put your I was putting your thing up when you was putting it on the about hitting the like button. I was putting it up on the screen. I don't know if you saw it, but Ronald Scott, salute. So the thing is, people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So instead, John Bracken, salute. They want it to be their narrative, right? To fit, their world. And so they'll tell you, Terry Smoot Jr., salute. Don't block Eric. Mr. Finesse, salute. Mo Boxer, salute. And so when things don't fit, their narrative, they get upset. That's what happens. That's what happens. You see what I'm saying? Antonio Carter, salute. Brian Gelbert, salute. There's a rematch clause. See, listen. Ronald Scott, Harry Jones Jr., salute. Listen, they have a rematch clause. Period. There go my brother, Kurt Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. the historian, a.k.a. my brother, my soul. What's goody with you, Kurt?
Hey, Blue, man, what's going on with you, my brother? What's up, chat? How's everybody on this Tuesday evening?
Man, I'm good, Kurt, man. I forgot to send you the link at the hour mark, man.
Don't worry about it. We all good.
We got Jalil Hackett coming on right now, Kurt. Surret 357, salute.
Jalil Hackett, is he an up-and-coming fighter?
Yeah, from the DMV.
Oh, okay, Jalil Hackett. Okay.
Uh-huh. Try to get him in. I think it's loading. And y'all came in at this exact same time.
Yeah, I see him coming. Well, it's loading right now.
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, he out the DMV. His dad boxed. He boxed. He's number one. Him and what's the name's turned pro already?
Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn Davis. Yeah. Yep. Jalil Hackett. That man, boy. Floyd Mayweather co-signed. Everybody co-signed him. Jalil Hackett. Kurt. He keep falling off.
I gotta check him out.
Yeah, he signed him.
Oh, he signed the TMT.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Jalil. Okay. I'm gonna ask some questions, but that kid Keyshawn, I love his technique, man. His technique is flawless. I don't know how much power, but that's not, while I'm watching them. I watch for a young fighter, their technique, man. His balance is good, and I watched him. I was impressed, man. But he's very young. If he hones his skills, man, he's gonna be something.
Mm-hmm. Nearly Fuller Jr. I can't send wrenches. Peace be free. Salute. I can't send wrenches or take wrenches or do things on this format. Slim Jim 314. Salute. I still got to figure it out. There you go.
Yo, how y'all doing?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
I got my co-host, my brother Curtis Anderson, on here.
Jill Hackett, what's going on with you?
How you doing, Curtis? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Shit, I'm alive. We
Yes,
in a
sir.
pandemic right now. There's a lot of people lost their life to the virus or anything else. I'm just glad I'm here.
That's a fact. Hey, Champ, just let the people know, man, who you are, what you got going on, and things of that nature before we start.
How y'all doing? I'm Jalil Hackett, 17-year-old, soon to be pro, signed with Mayweather Promotions.
Yes, sir. Let them know where they can follow you and things of that nature as well.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Jalil_Hackett. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at Jalil Major HCKTT. Y'all can follow me on Facebook at Jalil Major Hackett.
Where's your dad at?
Oh, he right here. He right here.
What's going on with you, Pop?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. Hey, let them know a little bit about yourself as well.
Man, I'm like he said, I'm the coach, Bernard Hackett, and you can follow me just like you follow my son. I ride with him, man. Look, he been my riding partner since he was a baby. Now I'm his riding partner.
Yeah, man. That's it's great to see that, man. That's motivation, man. That's definitely motivation, man. So yeah, so when we can expect you to make your pro debut, man? What you got going on?
Man, whenever they put the date out and they make it public, that's when the whole world and I will know, and that's when we get the show on the road.
Yeah, because I mean the boxing world has been buzzing about Jalil Hackett for quite some time, man.
Yeah, nice little while. People they waiting to see something. And they finally got a little bit of what they wanted when they seen the signing and the
Right.
press.
And now, how did this everything going on, affect you, man? Did it push you to turn pro quicker? Seeing as though everything's going on with the pandemic and social distancing and all of that, man. How did it affect your career?
The plan was to turn pro in 2020, but of course the pandemic took place and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of pushed everything back a year. But
Mm-hmm.
of course I stayed in the gym, stayed in shape, went to camps here and there. But now that everything's starting to go back to regular,
Mm-hmm.
sooner or later it'll be just fine and I'll be fighting.
Right. Man, this I'm excited, man. I can't wait, man. I've been knowing about you for quite some time, man. So I can't wait to see how your career plays out, man. I've been watching you from the amateurs. I've been seeing the things about you in sparring and with the Russells and all of that, man. So I watched Floyd Mayweather and everybody co-signing you, Leonard Ellaby. So I'm super. I'm just a boxing geek, man. So I can't wait to see your next move and how it plays out in the pros. And now I get to another fighter to watch you from beginning to the end. Hopefully God willing, I could see you from the beginning to the end. So man, I'm truly excited, man. But Kurt, you got something for him? You want to ask him?
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Major because you're gonna come through in a major way. I know it. It's young fighters like yourself, Keyshawn Davis, Duke Regan. I've been in boxing for a long time. I like keep my eye on young fighters. Tell the people what weight class you fighting in and your amateur background.
I'll be debuting at welterweight 147. As an amateur, I was 140 and 19. And yeah, it's just the amateurs was a great experience. I was a multiple time national champion. I've medaled on three different occasions going out of tournaments internationally. And yeah, the amateurs just it was nice and fighting in my last amateur fight was like a bittersweet moment. But yeah, you always got to make that change to the next chapter. So yeah.
Tell the public your style. Are you a brawler, boxer puncher, or a pure boxer?
I'm more of a pressure fighter. Most people like to compare me to Earl Spence because I'll put like a slow, methodical pressure on you, where it'll look slow on the outside looking in, but like when you in there, it's like, man, he just keep coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was getting ready to say that. Yeah, he look a lot like Earl Spence, Kurt. Go ahead, Kurt.
When you got into the fight game, do you study film of other fighters? Who do you look up to, or who do you still look up to as a fighter?
As a fighter, it's honestly Earl Spence because like I said, people say we fight alike, and the more I watch myself fight, then I watch him fight. I'm like, we do fight a little bit similar. So a lot of the stuff in my arsenal I get from Earl Spence.
Mm-hmm. Now your dad boxed too.
Yeah, he boxed for a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That what motivated you to get in boxing?
Nah, it was boxing was more so. See, I started off playing football when I was younger, and
Mm-hmm.
boxing was just something to do. It was like, the season ain't going on right now. I might as well just go to the gym or something. And when I went to the gym, I liked it, so I was like, I'm gonna just, stick with it. Then
Mm-hmm.
after like a couple years, my first 2 years of boxing, I said I don't even want to play football no more. I'm gonna just box.
Oh, you fell in love with it, huh?
Yeah, it was something to pass time, and next thing you know, I started liking it.
What was it about it though that made you switch? Because see, I'm like you. I was when I grew up, I played football. I chose football over boxing, and now I'm like, man, why I do that? I my passion for boxing carried through. Once I stopped playing football, is I'm still a fan, but not the same way I used to be. When I played, I used to wake up in certain seasons and certain days would be like, oh, it smells like the grass and make me want to play. But I never boxing carried through from when I was a kid. So what was it about you that said I'm choosing boxing over football?
The thing was, I'm a competitive winner, and I know in boxing, I started to realize, and it was kind of obvious, if you lose, you lost, and if you won, it was because you did something to make sure you won. So
Mm-hmm.
once I got that concept of it down, I'm like, I ain't gotta rely on nobody but myself to win. So I said I'm gonna lean towards boxing over football because football is too many ifs that can go on, too many what ifs that can happen. What if somebody makes a mistake on your team, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. Yeah, but in the ring it's just you and the man across from you.
Right. Now you sparred some of the best pros and amateurs out there. What's the best work, the toughest work you got out there? You sparred Keyshawn Davis, right?
Yeah, we got work on a couple different occasions.
And how'd that go?
That work was good. It's always great work when I get work with Keyshawn. I helped him a lot getting ready for like the Olympic trials and stuff. So I felt good knowing that I was a part of him getting ready because we got like dog rounds in a lot of the time. Some of the most tough work I've gotten, as far as like, you really got to dig down, is Tank because Tank he a real big puncher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now let the people know where you from exactly.
I'm from Washington D.C., Southeast, born and raised.
Mm-hmm. That DMV area, Kurt.
Oh man, William Joppy, Maurice Blocker, Mark Too Sharp Johnson, man, you come from a hotbed of boxing in the DC area, my brother.
Mm-hmm. Man, that DMV, man, y'all produce some tough dudes. It's a lot like Philadelphia. They produce that type of fighters, man. So yeah, so what was the biggest learning? You said it was tough with Tank because he a big puncher. What was the biggest thing you learned being in there with Tank?
It's the transition from the amateurs to the pros. Even though it ain't a whole lot of punches being thrown, the punches that were thrown, they meant something.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me, he was like, no wasted punches, don't waste any punches in the ring. Take your time with your shots, and when you throwing them, put meaning behind them. Because in the amateurs, you worried about just getting your punches off and landing. In the
Mm-hmm.
pros, those punches got to land and have take effect. Because you don't get paid by the fight, you get paid by the round.
Right. Now let me ask you this. You so you
Oh, I
you
said I said that the wrong way. You don't get paid by the round, you get paid by the fight. So you
by
get
the
them out of there in one round, you gonna get that same paycheck that you
right,
would have got if you got them out there in six or whatever.
right. Now you say you picked that up from Tank, man. You also got uh uh you signed with Floyd Mayweather. Are you able to pick his brain?
Occasionally when we're in camp together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kurt.
You're fighting at welterweight. You're gonna make your debut at welterweight. right now, what is your walking around weight in between fights? Well, you're debuting as a pro, but what is your weight right now?
I try and stay within 10 pounds of my fight weight. Like right now, I'm in the high 50s because it's I'm a younger fighter, so you're gonna be fighting more often than a guy that's at the world championship level. So hypothetically speaking, if I fight, I do wonderful, no cuts, nothing. I'll be right back in the ring that following month. So yeah, it's all about always staying ready when you're a young fighter.
Mm-hmm. Jay Gibson in Super Chat, he said DMV stand up. Jay Gibson back in the Super Chat, Kurt. He said salute to you, Kurt.
Salute.
So now what was the process like? Because I knew you was a number one prospect. You know what I mean? I knew that you was highly sought out. How was that process, and what made you choose TMT? Because I know a lot of people was looking to sign you.
Yeah, coming when I first let it be known that I was done with the amateurs and I was going into the pro ranks, had a lot of people reach out. And my main thought was, when you turn pro, the first deal you sign, you're gonna be with those guys. Those your start out guys. Those the people you want to treat you the best. And the reason I signed with Floyd and Mayweather Promotions is I wanted to sign with somebody who looked like me and who could understand me as a fighter because at one point Floyd was the young black fighter coming out of the amateurs. So the fact that he could understand me, and even when we talked and touched bases, it was the vibe was real good. So I was like, this is the no brainer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And let me ask your dad what was his thought pattern and making sure y'all made the right move.
Like I said, at the beginning, my son has been riding with me all his life. And as he got to this point of a young man going into adulthood, it was my turn to ride with him. So we wanted to sit down and discuss what he thought was best for his future. Like I said, there were other promoters who wanted to sign him for his services. But one of the big things that he wanted to do was make sure he was with somebody who resembled him and understood where he was going and what he wanted to be and what he wanted to do. And that best situation that fit him was with Mayweather Promotions. The conversations that we had with Leonard Ellaby, the opportunities that we've had to be able to see how they maneuver and how they move, the opportunity he had to speak with Floyd, it just felt like the right situation for him. But to me, it felt right where if something was to happen to me, my son wouldn't be floating in the wind or have people trying to take advantage of him. They actually had his best interests at heart.
Yeah, that's man. Go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, Major. How often do you go to the gym? 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 7 days a week? Tell the people how many days a week you be in the gym.
I'm in the gym Monday through Saturday. Monday through Friday, I'm in there twice a day. Saturday, I train once in the afternoon. And Sunday, I don't go in the gym. I just run, and I probably get like a small workout, later on in the day, Sunday.
Now, are you guys gonna plan to relocate, or are you guys gonna stay training in the DMV area? Because I know Floyd like his fighters to come to Vegas and train.
I know early in my career, I'll probably be back and forth a lot, but later on down the line, I really had thoughts about, up in my camp and moving to somewhere else. Might not be Vegas, but yeah, moving somewhere else from my camp.
Go ahead, Kurt.
Major, do you have a favorite punch, or your punches just varies? So a lot of fighters, they have a favorite punch, the left hook or the straight right hand. What's your favorite punch?
I have a favorite two punches. It'll be my left hook and my left hand to the body. Those are my favorite two punches because it's like they're the go-tos.
Now go ahead, Kurt.
do you watch a lot of film? Are you planning to study your opponents, whoever you plan on fighting? Some fighters like to study film. Some fighters like to learn on the fly. Would you be that type of fighter that study films so you can break down your opponents, or you like to learn on the job as the rounds go along?
No, I make sure I get a good look at who I'm fighting. You know, I watch his tendencies, look out for little small mistakes that he makes that other people may not notice, because you can get in the ring and take advantage of it. Most people say fighters get in the ring and they switch up when when they're in there and they're actually fighting a different style of fighter. But certain things that a fighter does, if they make that mistake 4 or 5 fights in a row and I'm watching, they're gonna make that mistake again, and I'm gonna capitalize on it.
Salute to T Skills dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said, "Great to hear you learn from Tank. Great question and good honest response from you." He saluted you. Paul Ruffin in the super chat says, "Salute Blue and Kurt, and to Jalil, one love to the DMV." Now, I know you said you'll be going back and forth, right? A lot of people, since you may mention that, people are asking, can you switch from southpaw to orthodox, or you just simply southpaw, simply orthodox?
I'm an orthodox, but from time to time when I get in the inside, I do switch southpaw sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And are you comfortable switching from distance, or?
Only reason I'm comfortable is because even though I'm a naturally orthodox fighter, I actually write and like throw football, play basketball, all that with my left hand. So yeah, that's why.
Yes, my sons do that, man. I never is that just it just naturally comes to you like that, or?
Yeah, when I learned how to box, it was more so of I was seeing what other people were doing, and I just did what I seen. That's why I ended up being an orthodox.
Go ahead, Kurt. You're on mute, Kurt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm steady talking, man. My bad. Getting off this mute. Major, are you familiar with other young fighters that's starting out? Like, of course, you spar with Keyshawn Davis. Are you familiar with another young fighter by the name of Duke Regan?
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
What you think about Duke Regan? I was just curious.
Yeah, no, Duke is nice. Duke is a real good boxer, and yeah, he's gonna go far in the sport. You know, he stayed with what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, other than Errol Spence, what's your fighters right now to study and watch?
Other than Earl Spence, most of the film that I watch is from like older fighters like Roy Jones and rest in peace of soul Marvin Hagler and older fights and older fighters.
Yeah. So let me ask your dad another question. So now, he said that he'll be going. I know you're training him. He said he'll be going back and forth from. You guys will probably be traveling from back to Vegas and back to the DMV. What's your thoughts on that, and what's your the plan as far as your training and the future?
I don't see anything wrong with it. Like I said, we used to go back and forth quite a few times when he was young. You see a lot of the pictures of him and Floyd when he was a younger fighter. I think it's good. Anytime that you can be where great legendary fighters are, and you could pick their brain and learn something from them, I don't see why it's a problem being wherever they are. If Floyd has the time and availability to teach him anything, I want him to learn it. Floyd had an illustrious 20-year career. And how can you go wrong learning from a person who does not know how to lose inside the boxing ring?
Right. Now, what's your plan as far as him? How many fights you want to have, like in 2021, or do you have a map out? Like we want to have 5 fights or 6 fights or something of that nature.
For me, because I know he's still growing. He's only 17. He could possibly grow who knows how big. If you looked at him 2-3 years ago, he was basically looking like he was going to be a featherweight or something in that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this past year, he's went from like 5'8" to 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
So his size is increasing. For
Mm-hmm.
me, because of the size and just him being young, and this actually is a job, I would love for him to fight every month if he doesn't get injured or if he doesn't have any problems for at least the first 12 to 18 months, if that's possible. But if it's not possible, I want him to fight as often as he can. This is his job. It's his career. I want him to be doing the things that make him better in his career.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kurt.
I want to ask the dad, what years were you active as a fighter, and what weight class did you fight in?
Man, this was probably early 90s, and I fought at 165.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have a close relationship with the Russells, right?
Yeah, we had a very long relationship with them since I was in the amateurs, since I was young, and going through his early life when he was just starting to box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they have a pedigree, man, down there in DMV, man. Y'all got a pedigree of boxing, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's definitely a beautiful thing. Go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, I want to ask the father, man. I would love to see. You probably can't pick a winner, the conflict of interest, but one of my fights I want to see in boxing will be Tank Davis versus Gary Russell. There'll be a big fight in the DMV era. What you think about that fight?
One is a featherweight, and one seems like he may be a junior welterweight in a minute. So I don't foresee that fight takes place.
Yeah, the thing with me, I like Tank at 130 because you see what he did to Leo Santa Cruz, and they was going back and forth, and they was separated by 4 pounds. But now Tank talking about going to 140, and people don't understand that weight makes a big difference. And I know what you're saying, but it's certain fights, man, that could have been made, but coming from DC, like the Peterson brothers and Mark Too Sharp Johnson and all those guys, man, Washington always had that fighter, and always just like Philadelphia, the pedigree is real high in DC.
Yeah, I would have loved to see that at that MGM down there in the DMV, man.
I don't think the MGM is in
It's big
DC
enough.
would be big enough for that fight. I think if you look at Tank's last 5 fights, especially when he fought in Atlanta and then when he fought back home in Baltimore, he actually basically sold those buildings out with
Mm.
no big co-star. There was no big there was no big other name fighter that fought on that card, on the undercard, that bought a large amount of fans. So he showed right then that if it's a 20,000 seat arena by itself, he could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the MGM Grand in DC could hold it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's huge. Mark Ambrose in the super chat dropping a dub on us. He says, salute to the young King Jalil and his pops. Great job, pops. His maturity is extremely impressive. Can't wait to see him scrap.
Appreciate that. I can't wait to see him scrap either.
Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. And so what's so Pop, what's the timeline y'all looking at? What you think is going about the time we'll see him in the ring?
I think by May we'll see him in there. Like I say, the Mayweather team has made what I would call great moves with him thus far. Like I said, timing is everything. 2 years ago, he wanted to turn pro when he was 16. We had a timeline from when he was very small to now. We never had the desire to be an Olympian. That wasn't something that I put in my son's mind. My desire was for him to grow, learn, and become as mature as possible through the amateur system, but never become a great amateur because that style to me does not always transcend over to the pros. So I wanted him to just get his feet wet in knowledge in the amateurs. But I knew after his junior, we weren't going to fight amateur anymore. We weren't going to do the amateurs. So after he finished the juniors, our plan was to take 1 year and basically cultivate him through trial and error, meaning going to camps and being through the fire with pro boxers and learn the craft of a pro and then seek the pro career. Uh, we got those opportunities with various fighters. Like I said, Javante Davis opportunity was great for us. Uh, he's been in camp with Malik Hawkins. He's got the spot with Jerron Ennis, Keyshawn Davis, numerous times with uh, Gary Russell, Gary Russell's younger brothers, Antonio and Antoine. Uh, those things prepared him, and then when we were going to make the jump, we had started developing a relationship with Leonard Ellaby, and Leonard Ellaby told him straight, "We won't sign you until you graduate from high school." And so that I thought was a great thing from them because it wasn't just we want to sign a kid because he could fight. They thought about him, so he graduated high school, which he did a year early, and at that point we started the transition to talking about him being a pro, and they've done that. And I think they're treating him like for lack of better words, like a singer or a rapper. And back in the day, you probably remember they used to have A&Rs that would develop
Yep.
you before they actually threw you out there.
Yep.
Mayweather Promotions has acted as an A&R for him, and they've put him in the right places. They've let him be seen at the fights. They've done all the processes to the point where he's gotten the opportunities, or he's been called Earl Spence 2.0, the LeBron James of boxing. They built that following up to the point where now people want to see him, and I appreciate them for that. Instead of just signing him on Monday and he fighting on Friday.
Right, exactly. Now I'm being told that after boxing, you want to own a funeral home.
Yeah, it's crazy how it came about. I was asked about business ventures and what I thought about it. And the funeral home thing came up, and I said, yeah, of course I would be interested in owning the funeral home. And I actually wanted to pursue it once I did my more background research on it. And I was asked, why you want to do that? And I was like, it's sad, but people are always gonna die. So yeah,
Right.
no matter how much the world go on, one day people may or may not need haircuts no more. People may or may not need to go to the grocery store no more. But if all else fails, we know people are always going to die. So I said a funeral home is a great idea.
Wow, man. Man, you got your head all the way on, man. Because kids
Yeah,
today,
man.
17, man, you
Yeah,
got your head.
it's just I refuse to fall under that category of the dumb boxer, because you see a lot of the fighters nowadays, a lot of popular fighters, they fall under that category as the dumb boxer. I don't want to do that. So yeah, that was another reason why I was pressed to graduate a little bit early. Just to throw that out there to people. Like, I graduated a year early with a 3.7 GPA. So it's
Man,
like,
Wow.
yeah, I don't want that dumb boxer thing to be. I don't want to be a part of that group.
wow. Man, Kurt, you heard that, man?
Yeah,
I love it.
3.7 want to own stuff. Yeah, he breaking the mold.
Wow, man. That's great to hear, man. So now I'm gonna let you guys get out of here, man. Don't want to hold you up. I appreciate y'all coming on, man. This is your platform. Anytime you want to come on, man, you guys are always welcome, man. All you got to do is just let me know when and where. That's it, man. This is your platform. So, yeah, anything you want to announce, anything you wanted to discuss, anytime you want to come on, just let us know. That's why it's created for the boxers, man. The bridge for the fans and the boxers.
Yeah, no, I ain't really had too much else to say. I'm just letting all my fans know, all the Jalil Major Hackett fans, the merch is dropping soon. You know, we got hats, hoodies, t-shirts, everything will be dropping soon, man. So I want y'all to stay tuned, and this next 10, 20, however many years it is, y'all gonna get a great career from me.
We got one more African sci-fi scholar in the super chat dropping a dub on us. He says, "Salute to salute to Jalil and his father, pulling for you two to become the next father-son championship team. What gym out of DC do you all fight out of?"
Right now we training at Dusty Hernandez Harris's gym. Round 15 boxing gym is actually in Temple Hills, Maryland. But yeah, it's a great gym, and it's starting to all come together. And next thing you know, this is gonna be the big gym to come to in the DMV soon.
Yes, sir. Pop, anything else for you, Pop?
And I just appreciate everybody who has taken the time to follow my son. I watch his social media whenever he showed me, like, man, look at these numbers going up, people following me. And that's the biggest thing that I like to see. People who take their time to follow him, send him a DM or any of that. I always tell them, take the time to respond to those people, because those are the people who took time out of their day to say anything to you. Those are the ones I appreciate. Everybody always gonna have haters. You got haters and all that. You don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to the people who support you, because those are the ones that really care. If they support you now and you don't have no belts or none of that type of stuff, then those are the ones I want him to extend himself to. I appreciate you for inviting us on the show. Like I said, he's not a world champion. He's a young fighter who's trying to make a name for himself in the world of boxing and in the world of business. So I definitely salute all those people and continue to follow him. Like I said, I told my son, we can't promise people we'll be undefeated, but we can promise people every time we fight, he's going to give them his best performance.
Yeah, and it's just great, man. I love to see this, man, because it's today's time. We definitely need more father sons, duels and fathers in their life, and great examples like what you're doing, man. And it's a wonderful thing, man. It's definitely a wonderful thing, and that's what I like to celebrate. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all coming through, man, taking your time out, man. And like I said, like I told you, Lil, anytime y'all want to come on, all you got to do is shoot me a message, bro. I'm coming on. It's your platform, man. That's what we do it for. So
man, we definitely appreciate that.
For sure. Anything else for them, Kurt?
Man, I just want to thank him, man. Mr. Hatchett seems like his trainer and his lawyer. You just know when one boxer to another, the way you talk, man. I like where you're coming from. And Major, man, much luck to you. And like you said, you're welcome anytime. And you got our support, brother.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, champ. Let them know, champ, where they can follow you, all your social media and everything.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Jalil_Hackett. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at Jalil Major HCKTT. And y'all can follow me on Facebook at Jalil Major Hackett.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, champ.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Great luck.
Too.
All right. Peace. Man, he got everything. He got his head on straight, Kurt.
I like his father, man. His father sounds like a lawyer. That's what I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man. 3.7 GPA, talking about owning something, man. Hey, and 17 years old. I wish him much love and good luck to him in his career.
Yeah, man. Man, he's man, Kurt. I've been following him for a while, man. He's the real deal, Kurt. He is.
And he's 5'11", tall for a welterweight.
Yeah, and he wasn't always 5'11". So when I was following him, he was in the smaller weight classes. When I first started following him, obviously he grew. Have a growth spurt. But if he grew that tall, man, imagine what he's gonna be like. His dad said in the next couple of years. He liable to be. He already 5'11". He liable to be 6'2".
Yep.
Man, he's the goods, Kurt. He's the goods, man. So, but yeah, Kurt. So, did you see this? And salute to On the Mic with Terence Bailey Sr. Salute. Go subscribe to Terence Bailey, man. On the Mic with Terence Bailey Sr. Drop your link in there. On the Ropes Boxing. Salute. So, Kurt, did you see this reports that Terence Crawford could possibly be negotiating a fight with Joseto Lopez?
Yeah, unfortunately, I saw that. I saw your video, and I hope this is not the case, man. But if it rings true, blue and chat, I don't know, man. It's not going to bode well for Terence Crawford, because now he's going to be falling into that realm of what could have been, and everything that he's worked for. He may be comfortable with it, but the fans is not going to remember him legacy wise, because he didn't have that big fight in his career, and it just doesn't look good, man. A fight of that caliber, not fighting top notch competition, it just makes things make him look bad. And come on, man. Joseito Lopez, I mean, he's not a world beater. He gives it all he got, man. But the talent level is so wide. It's like the Grand Canyon. We all know what's going to happen in that fight. I don't want to see Terence fight guys where I can predict the round where he's going to get Joseito Lopez out of there. I want to see fights where I'll be like, gee, this is a good fight. I don't know about this one. Let me think about it. Those are the fights I want to see. Anything less than Spence and Porter, I don't want to see.
Yeah, and it's the thing is, my thing is, no slack 504. Salute to you, great brother. He says, salute, brother Blue. I'm out. Salute to you, great brother. Be safe, man. Chappelle Show 56, Diggy Gong, Abdul Rahim Woke, salute. Wendell Augusti, salute. Johnny Q, Reese Bro, Ahmad is Ahmad, salute to y'all, man. My brother Fly High 89, salute. Asura Kenpachi, he said Lopez almost KO'd Keith Thurman, though. Yeah, but Terence Crawford ain't Keith Thurman. Down on now, the 65-year-old G Grant, triple OG in the building. Salute to you. OG Tyrone Vegeta, salute. Boxing Social Network, High Five Train, salute. Stan Swoosh, salute. But Kurt, my thing is this, right, Kurt? How does this even come about? Like, how do I even get this news? Like, this should not even be a thing at all whatsoever. Like, how did Joseito Lopez even come up be a consideration? Let's say it don't even come. Lechi Puma Skills, salute. Bobby Collins, Tone 40, salute. David the Real Timer, salute. Kurt, let's say it don't come to fruition. Why is it Terence Crawford name even being mentioned in the same breath with Joseito Lopez? That's my thing, Kurt. That's ultimately my thing, Kurt. Like, how is it even his name being mentioned in the same breath as Joseito Lopez? Like, where did that come from? You know what I mean, Kurt? Like, where did that come from? Like, what's going on behind the scenes? Machiavelli Mafia, salute. What's going on, Kurt, behind the scenes that Joseito Lopez name even considered for Terence Crawford?
It's funny because it seems like fights like that he can make, the Cavalcaucus fights and the Brook fight, and they talk about Lopez, but the fights we want to see, those fights are so difficult to make. It's just ironic. It's just funny, and like you said, this fight came out of nowhere, Joseito Lopez. I don't like it, and I'm quite sure nobody in the chat likes it. We want to hear Sean Porter.
Yeah. And Sean Porter said he got wind of it too. Mario Jackson, salute. Marvin Rollins Jr., salute. B-Rail 87, M Banks, Unfiltered, salute. Sean Porter said, Lechi Puma Skills, Bobo, salute. He said he got wind of it too. And that was the reason why he even started tweeting it out, because he's like, man, Joseito Lopez, how's he getting considered over me? That's what Sean Porter was saying. So I don't even understand, Kurt. How is that even how is that a thing? Like, where did that come from? Like, Sean Porter said the same thing. Like he was shocked, to even hear it being mentioned. So, like, how's that I want to know the process going on. And you tell Sean Porter to stand by for Joseito Lopez? Oh man, Kurt.
Yeah, but if this fight is made, I don't know if Crawford's gonna come out of this, man, regardless. I mean, he'll be what, 34 September?
34.
It's getting up there. It's getting up there. And no time for games and no time to fight the Lopez's of the world. I don't want to see that fight. I don't.
Yeah.
Things is getting crazy with Terence Crawford, man. Because when he came up from junior welterweight, I said, "Oh, I was so excited, Blue." And when he said, "I want to take on everybody," I was like real giddy, and I never thought in a million years it would come to this.
Yeah. And like I said, Kurt, the thing that blows me away is like, how's that even a thing? And Joseto Lopez is still with the PBC.
Yeah.
So it's like, man. Aaron Stinson, brother in the super chat. I just watched Jalil highlight from 7 hours ago. You got to watch. This boy is nice. Yeah, I told y'all, man. He's nice, Kurt. Jelani Everett, my brother in the super chat. He said Crawford is #1 on the pound for pound dunkers list. His skill has never been truly tested. Ridiculous to give this man any credit. Overrated is more appropriate.
He's not overrated by any means. It's just, I think we're frustrated
Exactly.
by the lack of competition and the way the business it goes with him. It's really, I'm a frustrated Terence Crawford fan. He could fight. That's the problem. We know he could fight, but who's he's fighting?
Right. That's what I don't understand. Like, if they both with the PBC, like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know how. My thing is like, imagine I would feel the same way if this is Errol Spence. If they announced that Errol Spence is even considering Joseto Lopez, I'm like, huh? Like I was felt the same. Remember when Canelo Alvarez announced he's fighting Joseto Lopez? Like, what? Where does this come from? Where does this come from? Like, man? I don't understand, man. I was somewhat frustrated when Keith Thurman chose him. I understood it because Keith Thurman had that long layoff. It was almost 2 years. But, what are we doing?
I mean, when Earl fought Ocampo, that was his mandatory, I believe, because 2 mandatories dropped out. So he had to fight Ocampo, but he hasn't looked back ever since that. It's been top-notch opponents ever since. You see, he put himself a position to win. And then, he came back. He could have fought a soft touch, and he took on Danny Garcia. So, Earl is just doing all the right things, man. And, you have Terence Crawford. He's not doing them. I can't defend that. Can't defend anything out the ring, what he does.
Yeah, correct. I don't understand it, man. I just hope it's not true. Mark Ambrose, salute. I just hope it's not true. Like, there's got to be. And now, Big Tony, salute. Now, did you hear Virgil Ortiz today too, Kurt?
Yeah, I think he said Hooker, then Crawford.
Yeah, he said he said 90-something% chance he's fighting Crawford next.
Well, I'll take that fight because Virgil Ortiz is a young gun, but he's not ready for Terence Crawford, man. He's not ready. A lot of people's high on Virgil. Virgil punches real hard. He's a strong puncher. He'll beat Hooker this weekend, but Terence Crawford, that's another kettle of fish. You beat Virgil Ortiz by using your feet. I think that's what Terence Crawford's going to do. He's going to box him and he's going to punch. He's going to mix up his attack if they fight. I know, how to beat Virgil already, but a lot of people think he's indestructible. I don't see that.
No, me neither. Bella Brittany, peace and blessings, Queen. Devin Blocker, salute. No, Joe Max, salute. I don't know what they see in Terence Crawford to think that Virgil Ortiz can beat him right now. And
Well,
again,
they be at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy. Of course, they're going because Virgil trains there, and they say, "Yeah, I think Virgil going to give him hell and nightmare, and I think he going to do this, and he going to beat Terence Crawford." His fan base goes crazy, but see, I think they get caught up in power, and because Virgil got all knockouts, but who's he knocked out? And he didn't look that good. I forgot what fight was that. I mean, he got the guy out of there,
yeah,
but
that was the
was it Vargas?
yeah, the Vargas fight. They fought Amir Khan, that guy.
Yeah, and he got him out of there. But when you fight better fighters, your power is not going to resonate like that. You got to box and you got to think how you're going to set up punches. And I don't see him doing anything to Terence Crawford. I just don't see it.
Me neither. Like I don't get it. Like I mean, we could say that Terence Crawford not fighting this competition, that competition, but Hoodie Smoke, salute. Ronald Scott, salute. Sylvester Simon, 2011, salute. But Black Cam TV, salute. Kurt, he's going to stop Virgil Ortiz, and this could possibly derail Virgil Ortiz's career. Terence Crawford in that ring, now outside the ring, business-wise, he may not do what we would like him to do. But you put that man in that ring, and I like Virgil Ortiz. I think he's a great fighter. He's going to be a good fighter. I think he got a chance to be a champion in the future. But this ain't it. And here we go, Robert Garcia Gym, and they talking about they see something. This ain't it. This is not what you want with 17 fights. Terence Crawford is not what you want with 17 fights, man.
No, I still see weaknesses. That's why when people was comparing Virgil Ortiz to Jaron Ennis, and I was telling people, I said, listen, man, Jaron Ennis, his feet are fast, man, and he's fast, hand and foot speed and athletic ability. That means a lot in boxing, and I was like, Ennis is ahead of the learning curve more than Virgil Ortiz. But, people's going to gravitate towards power. But, even though Boots has a lot of knockouts, he's more of a boxer, but he's aggressive and he can punch too. But Virgil Ortiz getting everybody out of there. So they saying Virgil this and Virgil that. So I said, okay, I don't think he's ready, but, they think he's ready and they calling out Terence Crawford. So, you got to be careful, and because, somebody else said from that same gym that I see something and it didn't work out for them either.
Yeah, Marvelous Martin, salute. Mundock, salute. Albert Harper, salute. I don't know what they see. Danny Statiz, salute. I don't know what they see in Terence Crawford to think that he's ready for Terence Crawford, because he's not. He's not ready for Terence Crawford at all. He has 16 fights, man, and he needs a lot of work, man. He has slow feet. Terence Crawford is very versatile, man. Terence Crawford, man, that's a bad matchup. Even if he had experience, it's a bad matchup.
Mm-hmm. Because I look at a fighter's feet, I look at everything. I study the fighter. I'm like, nah, he ain't. I can pretty much tell. I'm like, nah, that style is not good for him. Hey, with Terence Crawford, I just want to see him fight two guys, Spence and Porter, because they will be highly competitive.
Yeah, that I don't want to. He's going to derail like Kurt. Stormy B Man, salute Stormy B Man. Go subscribe to Stormy B Man. Kurt, he runs the risk of ruining Virgil Ortiz's career. Kurt, he may not be the same after the Terence Crawford fight. Larry Evan Smith, salute.
Yeah, because I think he's starting to read his press clippings like he a monster and this and that, and that's what knockouts can do. Knockouts are good because it gets the fans on your side, but you have to wait and see how good of a fighter you are. Boxing, I mean, power is just just one ingredient. I mean, we could say the same thing about Berlanga. I remember when people were saying Mike Tyson was unbeatable until Buster Douglas, because power punches, they have a hard time to adjusting of boxers. That's just the sweet science of the boxing game. And I want to see what Berlanga, Virgil Ortiz, or any fighter who has a lot of power, even Noya Nui, when he's in with a top-notch boxer and you can't knock them guys out, I want to see if there's a plan B.
Yeah,
Most of the time, it's not.
It's not most of the time. Everything Boxing and Sports. My brother Keon. Luke, go subscribe to my brother Keon, Everything Boxing and Sports. Drop the link in the chat so people can subscribe to your channel, bro. Yeah, Kurt, man. I just think it's a bad move.
And he's serious too, he's very serious, so when he does get rid of Hooker, which he will, because Hooker's not strong enough, and if he's probably going to call out Terence Crawford.
Man, he's very confident. I like his confidence. I just think his team should say it's not time for Terence Crawford, man. It's just not time. Smash the like button. Yeah, get the likes to 1.4K, man. It's just not time for a Terence Crawford fight. Not right now, man. And then you had Max Kellerman today, Kurt. He says Deontay Wilder's taking a step aside money. But then on top of it, Kurt, he says that the problem with the Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight is that no other welterweight will fight Terence Crawford.
That's not true.
My chips.
They're not up here. They're up here.
They're downstairs.
Why? Who brings them down there?
I did.
Why?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put you on this camera in a second. See my wife, Kurt?
Yeah.
I'm about to put her on the camera. She was flipping me the bird, Kurt. So, yeah, Kurt. So he said that Deontay Wilder's taking a step aside money. Then he said, no welterweight. He said the problem with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight not getting made is that no welterweight will fight Terence Crawford but Errol Spence.
No, so, that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true. With Ty, my brother in the super chat, dropping that dub on us in the super chat. He said, is there a path for Errol Spence to finish on the Mount Rushmore of boxing? If so, how does he achieve that status? Man, that's the Mount Rushmore only have 4 people on there, man. That's gonna be hard with his era, man. Yeah, Bella, she out here. She's outrageous. Go ahead, Kurt.
Nah, man. Mount Rushmore. He talking about all time?
Yeah.
Nah, that legacy is already cemented, etched in stone. There's only 4 places. It's just that boxing has such a rich history of fighters, man, and we've seen the great ones, man. They faces are already on that Mount Rushmore, but Earl can be special, and if he keeps fighting top-notch competition and winning, he's going to carve out a nice legacy for himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Prime Minister salute. Yeah, Kurt, man. I just don't. I see it hard, man. It's just not. There's no space. And man, he will have to become undisputed at welterweight, be undisputed at and beat Jermell Charlo. See, there's just fights that he won't take either. Jermell Charlo fight, he would need that type of fight. He would need Jermell Charlo. He would need to beat Canelo. And it's a lot he would need to do it. He's already 31.
Yes. Their faces on that Mount Rushmore that will never come down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's hard. That's hard with Ty. I don't see nobody coming off that Mount Rushmore. And then you got to think, even when you take people off, there's already people waiting in line to put there.
Yeah, the good point. Yep.
So it's like, he jumping over other people, So it's like, nah, that can never happen. I don't think so.
There's a long line of great fighters, man, that's willing to go up there. I mean, it's just 4 spaces and great fighters. Nah, the Ali and Robinson.
Sugar Ray
That's 2
Robinson.
spaces. That's
Yeah,
taken already.
they're automatic 2 spaces.
Yep. So nah, that's but Earl keep winning, man. His name will always be mentioned, and that's what you want. Going to the Hall of Fame and people not forgetting. Remember Earl Spence, man, that dude out of Texas. Oh man, he was the truth. No pun intended. And oh man,
Right.
that's what you want as a fighter.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. It's impossible. Yeah. So and then Max said, Kurt, Deontay took $5 to $10 million step aside money.
Yeah, I'm hearing different reports about
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. He taking step aside money. Then I heard he didn't, and I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes. I'm hearing he did. So it keeps going back and forth. It keeps moving. So I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, no, he didn't take no step aside money, Kurt. It's just you look at it, right? Why would he go to arbitration and mediation if he planned to take step aside money? That don't make sense. He wouldn't push for a trilogy match if he was going to take step aside money. He'd just take the step aside money. And if they offer him $5 to $10 million to step aside, then that means he's well in his right to demand the trilogy. That means that they don't have a leg to stand on. So it just don't make sense. Just wouldn't add up. So they just pushing a narrative. But Kurt, do you see any chance? A salute to Whit Ty, my brother in Super Chat. He said, "Who's on your Mount Rushmore, Kurt?"
Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis, and Jack Johnson, because what they meant not only in the boxing ring but out of the boxing ring. Jack Johnson was very pivotal, being because of out the ring social issues, and Joe Louis as well, Ali as well, and Sugar Ray Robinson as well. The way Mayweather moved, that's how Sugar Ray Robinson moved back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Mine's is Jack Johnson, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Robinson, and Muhammad Ali. Just they all impacted and changed the sport completely.
Sure did.
Completely, man. They're never gonna come off, man.
Yeah, when you hear those names we just mentioned, man, they will always be etched in your mind, man. They
Right.
will never go away, never.
And you know what it is? Why I picked those 4 guys is because you're always going to be chasing their ghosts, right? They they did something. They set the bar in their own way so high that you like Floyd Mayweather with the way he did the business. Like you said, Sugar Ray Robinson was doing it, and then Floyd Mayweather took it to a whole nother level, Kurt, right? And became a billionaire. And everybody wants to be that billionaire to do 4 or 5 million pay-per-views. That's never gonna happen again, Kurt. It's never gonna happen again. And what Muhammad Ali meant to the sport of boxing, what he did, standing up, and then Jack Johnson speaks for itself, just paving the way. And Sugar Ray, it's just like you can never duplicate what they did. It's like it's never going to be matched ever.
You know what I love watching? I'm not watching boxing, like fight films, boxing documentaries, and here's one. It's my favorite all time, Unforgivable Blackness, the story about Jack Johnson. It's like 3 hours long. It's one of the best, not boxing documentaries, but documentaries in general. That's a great documentary to watch.
Mm-hmm.
How can a man perform under such pressure? And he did it like it was nothing.
Like it was nothing.
The whole arena, well, they fought outside, though. The whole stadium is yelling and racial epithets and cursing you out and we gonna kill you, boy, and all that. And he, beating up people with a smile on his face.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
And that's how you know he's special, Kurt, because he opened the door. He risked it all, Kurt. He risked it. He risked it all. And
Yeah,
look what
even
we do today.
absolutely. He opened all them doors, man. To perform under such pressure is unbelievable, man. And he did it with a smile on his face.
Mm-hmm. Paul Ruffin in Super Chat said, Kurt, Jack Johnson invented the open and wrench.
That's true. That's fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's fact.
It's like how could you duplicate what he did? The times will never be the same for you to duplicate it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Back in
Complete.
them times,
Yeah.
man wearing tailor-made suits and listening to classical music, and he was just way before his time. Like Ali said, he was crazy.
Mm-hmm. You can't, that the speeding, Kurt, on the highway, that was my favorite though.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Oh man. Kavon Slims in the super chat. Salute Blue. Question for Mr. Kurt. Was Tarver KO of Jones a fluke, seeing he couldn't beat him in 1 and 3?
No fluke at all.
And he beat him in 3.
Yeah, he beat him in 3. Almost knocked him out. Well, Roy Pride kept him up. Could have won the first one, but Roy etched it out. But no, that wasn't a fluke because go look at the fight. Listen what Buddy McGirt said in between rounds. He said Roy won the first round, and Buddy McGirt was giving Antonio Tarver instructions, and this what won Tarver the fight. When right before he knocked Roy out, when they exchanged punches, Buddy McGirt said, when you punch, get low. And when you look at the knockout in slow motion, because you can catch it, when they exchanged punches, Roy thought Tarver was going to step out. Tarver took a half step in and he got low, and the left hand came on a funny arc right on Jones' chin, and down went Jones. So it was the instructions of Buddy McGirt that told Tarver to get low, and Tarver, threw the left hand and landed right on Roy. So now Tarver was a good fighter. He had a very dangerous left hand. He knocked out a friend of mine named Eric Harding, and Tarver, you didn't want to get hit with his left hand.
Mm-hmm. He going to fight on Triller too, Kurt.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw him in the gym working out. Tarver had a big personality, but he dogged Jones. He wanted that fight. He saw something in Jones, just like Vernon Forrest with Mosley, because ever since they was amateurs, Tarver always gave Roy problems.
Isn't that something, though, Kurt? Roy Jones could beat Bernard Hopkins, and then Bernard Hopkins beats Tarver, but Tarver beats Jones.
That's why we love boxing.
Mm-hmm.
2 and 2 don't make 4.
Nope. Renee Box Young, what's good with you, Renee? Go subscribe to Renee Box Young. Zoe loves boxing. Salute. That's amazing, right, Kurt?
It is, man.
Beat what's his name? Mayorga, but Forrest beats Mosley, but then Mayorga beats Vernon Forrest. Like, that's wild. Like,
I was shocked when Mayorga beat Forrest. That shit never happened. But Vernon, rest in peace, he was inconsistent. He didn't love boxing. He took care of mentally challenged kids. That was his love. And no way Mayorga should have beat Forrest. No way. But it happened. That's boxing. It doesn't supposed to make sense. It's boxing.
And I thought it was a fluke, and then he beat him again. Unbelievable. That put Mayorga on the map.
Sure did. And Mosley went in there and mollywop Mayorga.
Mm-hmm. Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. And his skill set, like you said, Kurt, would never tell you he could beat Vernon Forrest.
Nope. Wild, crude, dude did everything wrong, but he beat a technical fighter in Forrest. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Kurt, you
That's why
think
we love the
it's
sport.
possible that Maurice Hooker could win this fight?
Man, he's gonna have to fight over his head. He's gonna have to have a Sugar Ray Robinson kindred spirit. It's I just don't like his style. He gets hit too easy. Um, he leaves his chin up in the air sometimes. He throw long punches. He can get countered. He's just not strong enough for Ortiz because he doesn't box good enough. You could beat Ortiz by boxing and using your feet, but he doesn't do that. His style, no, he likes to fight. He likes to fight. Look at the Ramirez fight. It was a barn burner. He was in another fight on ESPN that was a barn burner. You guys know who I'm talking about. That was an excellent fight where, he was hurt. He had to come back. He was hurt. He hurt the guy, and then he got him out of there. Well, he's always in that type of fight, and you don't want to be in that type of fight because Virgil can punch, and Virgil gonna knock him out. It's just styles. It's a matter of styles. And unless Virgil gets cut or some unforeseen circumstance, I just don't see it. I think I got Virgil in 5 or 6 against Maurice Hooker this Saturday.
Hey, Kurt, you think Virgil Ortiz is better than Jose Ramirez?
It's too early to tell. I want to see what Ramirez does with Taylor. If he beats Taylor, yeah, but they just so high on Virgil Ortiz, like he's like indestructible because of the power. Ramirez is vulnerable too, but Robert Garcia got the best out of his ability. But I think it's just too early with Virgil Ortiz right now. But they don't seem to think so.
Yeah, I think it's just early, man. He only got 16 fights, Kurt. Only 16 fights. I mean, he got 16 knockouts, but
I mean, they rant and raving about this kid, man. And I was studying him, his last 5 fights, and I was looking. I said, dude got heavy hands. He's aggressive. And that's what you like to see because you give yourself a chance to win. Then I start looking at his feet and stuff. And then I said, I want to see him in with a boxer, I want to see how he performs, and I just start looking at how he moves around the ring. And I said, his feet is not that fast, not that quick. So you can beat him to a spot. And that may change everything because, once a fighter becomes enamored with his power, it cripples him because he just thinks he can get everybody out of there. And when you fight a guy who can neutralize his power, that's where the problem's going to come.
And Virgil Ortiz said Terence Crawford gonna be there because that's his boy. He gonna be at the fight. And as soon as I finish the fight, I'm going right up to him. What you think about that, Kurt?
He can go right up to him. It's one thing, but when that bell goes ding and you in the opposite corner, that's the truth serum. Everybody want to be a tough guy and say this and that, but hey, we all know what Terence Crawford can do. This is not Maurice Hooker. This is not Maurice Hooker. There's a big gap in talent level when you talk about Terence Crawford and Maurice Hooker. When you start talking about the Crawfords and the Canelos and the Spencers and the Charlos, those guys are different, man. They're pound for pound for a reason.
Old Park Boxing, salute. No, Wilder didn't take no money, man. That's what just ESPN the narrative they're trying to push. Daniel Lowton, salute. Kavon Slims in the super chat. He said, Kurt, was Trinidad too small for Bernard Hopkins?
Nah, Bernard Trinidad, and I'm glad you brought up his name because he definitely relied on his power. And you see where it got him when he fought Bernard. And, because they was concentrating on Roy Jones. And Bernard boxed beautifully because Trinidad didn't know what to do. Because every time he threw his left hook, Bernard was out of range. And Trinidad relied on landing his left hook. And that's perfect. And so I'm real happy you brought up his name. He's the quintessential If I can't hit you with my power punches, I'm going to fall apart. So when you look at Trinidad's career, he lost to 3 Hall of Fame boxers. That's not coincidence. Roy Jones, Winky Wright, and Bernard Hopkins, because they boxed him. And remember, when Trinidad knocked out Joppy, Hopkins said, this will be one of my most easiest fights. I've been studying Felix for years. And he was right. And Bowie Fischer, the great trainer of Bernard Hopkins, they took Trinidad apart before the fight. They had an excellent game plan, and Bernard executed it, and he beat the brakes and rotors off Felix Tito Trinidad.
And he really lost that Oscar De La Hoya fight. Jackie Winfrey, salute.
He couldn't box. He had slow feet. You know, if you see, fighters can look indestructible when you stand in front of them. Mike Tyson, and somebody asked me, who would have won between Ali and Tyson? And I said, go look at the Buster Douglas fight. Ali would have beat Mike the same way. You know, when fighters have good footwork, and James Buster Douglas had excellent footwork to be big. He was a great football player. He could play basketball. He was great athletically, you know, and 6'4", 235, that could move like that. You know, Mike Tyson had trouble with athletic fighters, Holyfield and Tony Tucker. So when a fighter has footwork, it gets them out of trouble. And fighters like Trinidad and Sonny Liston and George Foreman and Julio Cesar Chavez, who did they lose to had problems with? All boxers. Chavez, Pernell Whitaker, Liston, Foreman with Ali, Trinidad with Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah. General Squalls in the super chat, he said, man, Blue, you eating on camera again. Salute, Kurt. Bro, I'm back on my diet, man. I'll try to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Hey, Kurt, you think Buster Douglas' career, because every time I look at his career, I'm like, man, this dude was Riddick Bowe before Riddick Bowe. And his career, his career was underwhelming, man. Do you feel like that? Like he just left it all. He just didn't, too much to be desired, man.
Absolutely. Well, I think his father had a negative was bad for him, because his father put so much pressure on him. His father was a very good fighter, Billy Dynamite Douglas. He was always in shape, unlike his son. And I think they had a negative outlook on Buster's career, because he was beating Tony Tucker, and he just quit. He just quit, and he got knocked out. You know, he just took some punches, and the referee just stopped the fight. You saw a glimpse of Buster Douglas against Mike Tyson. No fluke. And he went back into his bad habits against Holyfield. But James Buster Douglas can fight, man. He had a beautiful jab. He got the Tyson fight because he was on Mike Tyson's undercard when Mike Tyson fought Spinks. He fought a guy named Mike Williams from Houston, and he was supposed to get the Mike Tyson fight. James Buster Douglas was supposed to be in a stepping stone, and Douglas knocked him out with jabs, boom, boom. James Buster Douglas looked good that night, and he got the Tyson fight, and the rest is history, man. So he was the original Riddick Bowe. If those two guys were committed and trained like the Dickens, they would have been great fighters. They had loads of talent.
Now remember, Don King said, we ain't got to worry about Buster Douglas, Mike. He ain't gonna come in shape. He said he had a good fight. Remember, he said he had one good fight. That means his next fight, he ain't gonna be in shape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it proved to be true somewhat, because he came into shape for the Tyson fight, but the Holyfield fight, right back out of shape.
And he start crying going back to his dressing room, because he cried because he know he didn't try. He was out of shape mentally and physically.
Yep. Let me ask you this. Buster Douglas at his best, Riddick Bowe at his best, who wins, Kurt?
I say Buster Douglas wins, because Buster Douglas can move better than Riddick Bowe. Look at the Tyson fight. He moved beautifully with little effort. You know, his footwork, a lot of people don't talk about his footwork. He was beautiful moving around the ring. You know, he could set up his punches. He had a beautiful jab, man, and a big right hand. It would be a real good fight, because Riddick Bowe had a beautiful jab too. and I thought Riddick was a little bit more mentally tougher. That would have been telling, but Buster Douglas was a very, very good boxer. So I say Buster by a hair because of the footwork.
Kevon Slim said, why did Holmes beat Coney so easy?
Well, Coney was inexperienced, man. He was beating past day prime fighters, Jimmy Young, Ron Lown, Kid Norton. They was all way well past it, and he was a product of wanting to have a white heavyweight champion. And don't forget, Larry Holmes wasn't a good fighter. He was a great fighter. Larry had too many tools for Jerry Cooney. Jerry Cooney wasn't going to beat Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes took him into deep waters, then he drowned him late in the fight, got him out of there.
Yeah, he was just a better boxer, period. Just a better fighter, man. If Virgil Ortiz don't fight Terence Crawford next, who you want to see him fight, Kurt?
I don't know. I got to look at the rankings. It would be somebody probably like in the top 6 or 7. I got to look at the welterweight rankings, then I can say who. But I want him to keep winning, and I want Jerron Ennis to keep winning so they can have a matchup because they're two young fighters. I always like to see two young fighters who can come in boxing and come in prominence at the same time fight. Sort of like Ray Mercer and Tommy Morrison type of thing, so I want them to fight each other because I already know what's going to happen. But, he wants everything right then and there, and he called out Terence Crawford. I really don't want to see Ortiz fight Crawford, not now.
Yeah, me neither, man. I want something to have to look forward to. He's going to derail his career. He's going to derail his career. My brother, highly anticipating the super chat, he said, Kurt, remember this stuff like it was yesterday. Yeah, he do. It's passion, man. Passion.
Absolutely, man. I used to have arguments with my ex-girl, and they used to say, I was never your girlfriend. I played second fiddle to boxing. You know what I used to say? I used to say this right here. That's what I used to say. Because they was right.
That's how it was with football, man. Love football, man.
You gonna be here and gone, and boxing still gonna be here.
Yep. Man, Kurt, what other fights we got this weekend?
I think they got to fight tonight. I believe Oscar Rivas is fighting tonight. On that app, I think Fight TV app. I think if I'm correct. Saturday is Hooker, Ortiz, and somebody else.
Yeah,
no, I gotta check. But I guess I'm just focusing on Virgil Ortiz and Hooker, and I forgot the undercard. But when is that Povetkin and White fight? Next week?
No, it's this Saturday, I think. Hold on.
And I think it's next week, the 27th, right?
Oh, it is the 27th. Yep. I can't wait for that, man.
So I think the next 3 weeks we got boxing.
Yeah. I can't wait for that Dylan White fight.
Oh, I want to see that fight. I want to see repeat or revenge.
Mm-hmm. I'm intrigued by it.
Man, what an uppercut by Povetkin. That was pretty. He slipped and then came underneath right between the goals. Blip! And down goes Dillian White.
Because Povetkin was never seriously hurt. He was dropped, but he was never seriously hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And now he know he could take his power. And I wonder if it's going to be in the back of Dillian White's mind, like, I can't take his power.
I think Povetkin is going to be really aggressive with him, man, because he know he can get out of there. That does wonders to a fighter psyche. I done knocked this man to smithereens, and I can do it again. So I'm going to go towards him. So I think it's going to be a good fight, If Dillian loses, that's it for him. But it'd be very interesting.
I think that'd be a mistake if he's overly aggressive, though. So I think Dylan White, he might have a short memory, Kurt. And if he's over aggressive, he could pay the price for that. Somebody said Arthur Beterbiev is fighting. Arthur Beterbiev fighting this weekend?
Yeah, that's right. He is fighting. Whoever said that, thank you. I forgot all about Beterbiev.
Wow. I didn't even know that. He sure is.
Yeah, March 20th.
Wow.
I believe on ESPN Plus, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. He been out the ring for a while too, Kurt.
He wasted his career. Too bad. He wasted his career. He what, 36, 37?
Yeah. I don't understand that, man. He's 36 years old. He'll be 37. Well, he just turned 36. Come on, man. He only have 15 fights, man. Man, that's disappointing, man. It's disappointing. Well, go ahead, Kurt. Let's close it out. Let's get on out of here.
Yes, indeed. Back at you with another one. We had a special guest, Jalik Major Hackett, and we're going to support him. Go to his Instagram, support him, show him some love. Thank you for the super chats. Great show, Blue. Thank you, chat, for your support and your patience. My name is Curtis Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, and we will see you tomorrow with another banger.
Peace be free, said Kurt. Can Fury neutralize Wilder fight right hand if they have a third fight?
Yeah, because despite what happened in the second fight, oh, my earphone was coming out. Despite what happened in the second fight, the smartest thing Fury ever did was go back to the Kronk gym, because Sugar Hill is a very underrated trainer, and him and Fury has a history together. So he can do that. It's up to Wilder to come up with a second or third punch to hide his right hand. I always said that if Wilder would have developed another punch, like Tommy Hearns, left hook to the body, he was going to go undefeated, because when you punch like that, what made Tommy Hearns so great, he hid his right hand. You knew about Tommy Hearns' right hand. Everybody knows about Deontay Wilder's right hand, but he needed a second or a third punch to hide his right hand so he can throw it when you least expect it instead of telegraphing it.
Mm-hmm. Give you something else to think about.
Yep.
Well, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Peace.